Evening, everybody. How are you tonight? How are you tonight? First, let me say I apologize for tonight. There is not going to be an AI story time. So if that's what you came for tonight, just know that we will be returning back next week. Yamaha biker, he's been gargling gasoline, blowing flames. It's just made him not feel so hot tonight. So he is getting some well needed rest, and making sure that he's like cleared all the dirt off his mustache from that. And also Diva and Ballstorm were not able to make it tonight, which would have just left Kaiser and I. So I just went ahead and called it and moved it on to next weekend. But do not be too alarmed. We will go over some of the Trump deposition and probably some other political bullshit and just sort of a hangout. I've thrown a couple of invites to a couple of people if they wanted to show up. They're more than welcome to. It's unfortunate that they were not able to make, that everybody wasn't able to make it tonight, but it's completely understandable. Sometimes you just need to have that night off. Hey, Cool Gamer, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Salty Dog, pleasure that you were the first in here. Cool Gamer, yes. Hey, Gutter Girl, you came for the moaning. Damn it. Well, if you wanted to, I'll drop you an invite if you're interested. I'm going to be going over the Trump deposition and probably some other political bullshit. It's like a 48-minute deposition. It's pretty cool. Well, I don't know if it's pretty cool or not, but it's interesting nonetheless. So if you're interested, just let me know. I'll drop you an invite and cover it a little bit and see what people think of it. If they, if they're not interested, that's fine. There's always next week, and I do have Monday morning. I'll be doing streams. So this isn't going to be this long 4 or 5 hour stream. It's going to be pretty short, pretty sweet. A couple of people may stop by already, which is fine. It's figured this was an interesting enough story. Listening while helping the hubs in the shop. Excellent. Well, listen away because it'll be a good one. I did find this really interesting story today that was sort of threw me off a little bit because I'd been hearing about it. And what it was is here. I'll just pull it up here for you to see. Move that over here. There we go. And there we go. All right, let's present this thing here so you guys can see. So Senator James Langford, Republican, Oklahoma, is in the middle of a political shitstorm, of course, as he tries to pull off the Herculean task of passing the Senate bipartisan border package into law amid rising opposition. Crazy stuff. Yo, Sean Berg, good to see you, man. Glad you can make it. Langford and his fellow Senate negotiators have been taking heavy fire from opponents, largely within Langford's own party. I wonder why. But they've had limited power to fight off the attacks with specific texts under wraps until this weekend. The concerns that releasing details could derail negotiations. Go figure. Is the gain a little bit loud? Damn. Let's see, I can make that happen. Thank you very much. It happens whenever I go on other people's shows. It tends to blow out. That should be a little bit better. I'll just set that to automatically adjust the volume. That chilled it out a little bit, hopefully. Hopefully that chilled it out. Hey, Rabbit, good to see you. Remember to change from top chat to live chat. See all the spicy comments. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes I don't know because I don't usually hear myself. So thank you very much for that. And it's also good to see you, Lexi, really. So yeah, this, while the text of the bill is still not public, which part of it is, or so I'm led to believe, may not be true. the leading GOP figure, and talks of it has a tall task ahead. The Senate expected to take initial vote on his emergency supplemental request, which contains the border deal, along with aid for Ukraine, Israel, other foreign policies this week. Why not just do it piece by piece? Separate all this stuff out. That's certain things that just should not be done. Should not be done. So it is impossible, of course, while the text bill is it's impossible to herd all the cats. Everyone knows that he's probably the most diligent, most honorable member of our conference. We all have wished him well. It's really hard, and I think we're finding that out. So let's see. And this is the supposed bill from what I understand. And this is, I've got no confirmation on it. This is just listed by somebody else. It's just a piece of it. It's 118.28 billion national security supplemental package. Okay. So they're saying that it's a whole package. It's a all or nothing. They've been negotiating this out. Doesn't mean that this is what's going to be presented, but it looks like 60 billion to support Ukraine as it fights back against Putin's bloody invasion and protects its people and sovereignty. Okay. So what about our sovereignty as American citizens? Well, we'll get to that. 14.1 billion in security assistance for Israel. Again, what about United States security? 2.4 billion to support operations in U.S. Central Command and address combat expenditures related to conflict in the Red Sea, which would be like the Houthis, things like that that's going on. 10 billion in humanitarian assistance, provide food, water, shelter, medical care, and other civilian service. So, okay. So not only do we have the 60 billion, we have another 10 billion to go into Ukraine, and then another 4.83 billion to support regional partners in the Indo-Pacific and deter aggression by the Chinese government. And another, so you thought 16 billion was part of Ukraine. Now we've got another 10 billion, so that makes it 80.06. And then you come down here and you've got another 2.33 billion is to go to support for Ukraine's displaced by Putin's war of aggression. Isn't that what they called the Civil War at some point in time? And then, of course, bipartisan border policy negotiations by Murphy, Kirsten Seaman. And guess what? Out of that, close to $80 billion. There's 65 billion, 75 billion that we're going to be spending for Ukraine. They're only planning on using 20.23 billion. And that's only to address existing operational needs and expand capabilities of our nation's borders. That means all borders. That means northern border, southern border, East Coast, West Coast, anything that borders the U.S., including in the package and help stop the flow of fentanyl. And then, of course, if this makes you feel any better, at least they're spending $400 million for nonprofit security grant program to help nonprofits in places of worship to make security enhancements. Only billions of dollars. Interesting. So that's what we've got for those folks. I was going to cover that tomorrow morning, but I thought, why not cover this tonight and get it sort of out of the way before I went into the full Trump video here, because it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be definitely an interesting one. So here we go. So this is the full video, and let's see if we can pull up the closed captions. There we go. And
the early 1990s, would it be fair to call you or to characterize you as a real estate tycoon?
Yeah.
Um, Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, that was completed in 1983.
Around that time, yes.
And when did you move into your penthouse apartment there?
Maybe a year later.
And that remained your primary residence until you were elected president, correct?
That's right.
And
Yep.
where's Trump Tower located? I obviously know, but just forgive me.
57th and 5th.
And at some point, you became the owner of the Plaza Hotel in New York, correct?
Yes.
And where's the
Mhm.
Plaza Hotel located?
59th off 5th Avenue.
And for how long were you the owner, withdrawn? During what years were you the owner of the Plaza Hotel?
I don't know the years, about 5 years.
And do you know when it began, when you bought it?
In the early 90s.
Early 90s.
Now,
It's not-
in the 80s and 90s, is it fair to say you had a busy social life?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you'd have to define social life. I wouldn't say that busy. I was working very hard, so I didn't have time to be too much onto the social calendar. But yeah,
Well, let me try to phrase it this way. In the evenings during that period, you went out quite a bit in New York City to benefits, galas, etc.
a lot of charity events, yes, but I don't think that much. No.
So, in the period, in the 80s and 90s, we've already discussed you would go to benefits and parties. And is it fair to say that a lot of those parties there would be or benefits, there would be kind of a photography line either at the beginning or throughout the event,
Yes.
and that people would take photographs like Getty Images and then put them
Right.
out. And this is another Getty Images printout. And is it fair to say that this document indicates that you were the Grand Marshal of the New York City Veterans Day Parade on November 10, 1995 in New York City?
Yes.
Similarly true that during this same period, you made appearances on television, correct?
Yes.
Sitting here today, can you recall any TV interviews that you did that you remember?
I did everything.
When you say everything, give me some examples if you can.
I did the late night shows. I did the newscasts. I even did some of the political shows on Sunday, even though I wasn't really in politics as I am now. But they wanted me to do that, and I did that. They'd ask me to do them all the time. So I did quite a bit of television.
I think you already answered this question, but just so the record is clear, did you watch
Oh, you already
the
did.
program Good Morning America from time to time in this period of the late 1980s through the mid 1990s?
A little bit,
Did you appear on the Today Show during this period?
yes.
Same question. Did you watch the Today Show during this period?
A little bit.
During this period, did you have any friends in the television industry who worked in the television industry?
Probably, but I wasn't much involved at that point in the television industry, but I probably did.
Anyone come to mind right now?
Maybe Bob Wright.
Who's Bob Wright?
He was the head of NBC, I think, at that time.
What about Roger Ailes? When did you become friends with Roger
Later,
Ailes, approximately?
during the more in the 7-8 year ago period.
What years were you married to your first wife, Ivana Trump?
Ivana Trump.
Oh,
Man, that was
about 78 to the early 90s.
Your next wife was a woman by the name of Marla Maples.
Right.
Wow.
And sitting here today, do you recall what years you were married to Ms. Maples?
Shit, I'd have to get the exact dates for you on that one.
I'd have to get the exact dates for you. I can do that very easily.
In the course of your dating life and your married life, did you have occasion to buy gifts for women you were seeing?
Not much, actually.
Well,
I mean, if it was a birthday or something, I guess, yeah.
and other than birthday presents, did you buy gifts for women you were dating?
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think very much now.
I take it you bought gifts for your wives for their birthdays.
Yes, generally.
And I take it you bought
Hey,
gifts for women you were
how's it
dating.
going, Aaron Olivia?
You know,
Yeah, just
probably.
lurk around. It's
At least in your
interesting
first
one.
marriage, you were seeing women outside of your marriage while you were married, correct?
I don't know.
Well, you were very public about the fact that you were seeing Ms. Maples when you were still married to Ivana Trump, no?
No, I don't think I was public about it.
Well,
no.
there were
I don't think
many,
I was
many
public.
articles about it at the time, correct?
Just
I
because
don't
of
think I was
artists doesn't mean he was
about it.
public.
No, I don't think I was public about it at all.
Oh, very good question. When was this released? This was released over the weekend, I believe. Let me be sure whenever it was released. It was released May 5th, 2023. Pretty cool, huh? Nobody's seen it since.
Yeah, isn't it true that you were seeing Ms. Maples before you were divorced from Ivana Trump?
I don't know. It was toward the end of the marriage.
Yo, traveling fools. Good to see you. How you doing? Had a good time last night. It was a very interesting show. I had a good time. Like, oh damn, yeah. Hello, Christine. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. But yeah. So yeah, this is the full deposition of E. Jean Carroll during her Grapey trial.
So I don't know really. It could be a lap
Oh, yeah,
over, but
was.
I don't really know.
Good time.
Did you ever have occasion to go to the department store Bergdorf Goodman?
Very rarely.
You say very rarely. Can you give me more detail? How rarely?
I mean, almost never. I would very rarely go there.
When you went there, what do you recall shopping for?
I don't know. It's possible I was there, but I don't know that I ever shopped there for myself.
So when you shopped there for yourself, to the extent you went there, you were shopping for others?
I don't think I ever shopped for others. It's possible that one or both of my wives shopped there a little bit, but I don't remember ever buying something for myself at Bergdorf Goodman. I went there very seldom, if ever.
Then let's limit it to Bergdorf's. Bergdorf's was pretty close to Trump Tower and very close to the Plaza Hotel, correct?
That's right.
I'm handing you a document that's been marked as DJT 18. It bears the Bates range Carroll 24378 through 24385.
Jesus.
You have that in front of you?
Yeah.
Sitting here today, do you recognize this document?
No.
I will represent to you that this is the excerpt from Ms. Carroll's book that was published in New York Magazine originally online on June 21, 2019.
Okay.
Well, see that would be really interesting. So this was published in her book. Okay, what does that matter? What does it matter what someone publishes in their book? I mean, who cares? It would be hearsay. It'd be like me publishing something in my book about something that never happened and then trying to use that as evidence of something happening. That's why they don't allow it in the trial. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, they probably did allow that kind of crap in the trial because the judge really does not like Trump. Of course, not too many judges do. Too many people.
At any point in time, did you read this article?
Excuse me?
Did you ever read this article? This document?
No, I don't believe I did.
And then
Gives
your
a shit
book
about her.
is marked as DJT 19. It's a book by E. Jean Carroll. It says, "What do we need men for?"
Who cares?
And
And what does this matter to him?
if you look at the publication date, it says first edition, July 2019. Do you have that? You got
Okay.
the book in front of you. I'm sitting here.
So she wrote a book to promote a book, and she sued to promote her book. Jeez Louise. How ridiculous is this? I'm going to speed this up a little bit because this lady is tiresome and annoying. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I bet you I did not do this. Well, I forgot to give somebody an update. All right, and make sure that goes in there. There we go. Holy crap. Like, who in the hell cares about this woman's book? Lord almighty.
Here today, sir. Have you ever read?
So Dr. Seuss wrote, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street doesn't make all those things fact. Yeah.
Either this book in its entirety or any portion of this book.
No, never have. Never. I've never seen the book.
Okay. You responded publicly to Ms. Carroll's allegations on the same day that the excerpt was published in New York Magazine, which was June 21, 2019, correct?
Yes, you should have sued her.
Let's take a look at that. So what we've handed you as DJT20 is a blown up, for legibility purposes, version of a tweet posted by a woman by the name of Laura Littman at 5:17 p.m. on June 21st, 2019. Do you have that in front of you?
Yes.
The statement that is in this tweet, is this a statement that you gave?
I mean, essentially, that's what I said.
If you could read that statement into the record. It says, statement from President Donald J. Trump. Regarding the quote, story, unquote, by E. Jean Carroll, claiming she once encountered me at Bergdorf Goodman 23 years ago. I've never met this person in my life. She's trying to sell a new book that should indicate her motivation. It should be sold in the fiction section.
There you go.
Shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try to get publicity for themselves or sell a book or carry out a political agenda, like Julie Swetnick, who falsely accused Justice Brett Kavanaugh. It's just as bad for people to believe it, particularly when there is zero evidence. Worse still, for a dying publication to try to prop itself up by peddling fake news. It's an epidemic. Ms. Carroll in New York Magazine, no pictures, no surveillance, no videos, no reports, no sales attendants around, question mark. I would like to thank Bergdorf Goodman for confirming they have no video footage of any such incident because it never happened. False accusations diminish the severity of real assault.
Which they do. Absolutely. Absolutely. False accusations diminish the severity of any real assault. And whenever people pull this kind of crap, it doesn't do good for women that have suffered at the hands of this kind of atrocity.
All should condemn false accusations and any actual assault in the strongest possible terms. If anyone has information that the Democratic Party is working with Ms. Carroll or New York Magazine, please notify us as soon as possible. The world should know what's really going on. It's a disgrace, and people should pay dearly for such false accusations. See that? That's what you have in front of you?
Yeah.
And I think you've already confirmed that this is a statement that you gave to someone on your staff to give to the press.
Yeah.
Let's mark as DJT21, a document bearing the Bates range. DJT21, this is the next one. DJT21, a document bearing the Bates range MP 1795 through MP, I've got it just a second, through MP 1807. You have that in front of you?
Yeah.
And these are statements that were put out when you were president of the United States?
Yeah.
And if you look at the top email, kind of the address of the email, it says under that, remarks by President Trump before Marine One departure.
Yes.
Marine One is a helicopter.
Yes.
And if you look where it shows you speaking about halfway or 2/3 of the way down the document, it says, the very first thing you say, so we're going to Camp David.
Yes.
So am I correct in interpreting this as this is a statement you made while boarding or getting on to Marine One?
Looks like it.
To go to Camp David.
It looks like it.
Okay. Let's go now to the third statement, which we're going to mark as this one I can do, DJ222.
What does this have to do with anything? Okay, so I'm going to Camp David. Okay.
You have in front of you, sir, a document, 5-page document. The first page says in bold type, exclusive, Trump vehemently denies E. Jean Carroll allegations, says she's not my type.
Okay.
It's from a publication known as The Hill. It's dated June 24th, 2019, and it's attributed to the gentleman, Jordan Fabian, and or maybe not be gentleman, but it's attributed to two people, Jordan Fabian and Cigar and Genti. See that?
Yes.
So she can't tell
So
whether
this
it's
is
male
2
or
days
female.
after the last statement we're looking at, which was on June 22nd. Do you recall having an interview with reporters from the Hill on June 24th, 2019?
Vaguely, yes.
And do you recall where that interview took place?
I think it was in the Oval Office.
And you're quoted just below that paragraph as saying as follows, and this one I'll read. I'll say it with great respect. Number one, she's not my type.
Uh-huh.
Number two, it never happened. It never happened, okay? And then the reporters say, the president said while seated behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. See that?
Yes, I did.
And the statement that I just read that said, begins, I'll say it with great respect. That was a statement that you made to the reporters for The Hill on June 24, 2019, correct?
Yes.
And same set of questions. I take it, sir, that you stand by that statement today?
Yes, I do.
So before you made your statements that it never happened in 2019, did you or anyone on your staff reach out to anyone at Bergdorf Goodman?
I didn't have to reach out to anybody because it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. There you go.
And by the way, if it did happen, it would have been reported within minutes. Talking about going to a major floor, probably, I assume, the most important floor, a major floor in a major department store. That's a very busy store, by the way, and checkout counters and everything else. And I would be in there. I mean, it's the most ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous, disgusting story. It was just made up.
After you made the statements that you made in June of 2019, did you or anyone working for you reach out to Bergdorf Goodman?
After the statement was made, no.
In your June 21 statement that's marked as Exhibit 20.
What is up, expert? You busy? If you're not busy, I'll drop you a link. Jump in here, hang out. It's up to you. It's up to you. I know that you're not feeling the greatest from your be sure and give the thumbs up. That's what the extra says. Be sure and give it a like it, love it, lick it, love it. Hold it in your mouth and swish it around just like you would a bottle of Crown. Just kidding. No. Make sure you guys do hit the thumbs up, though. Make sure you hit the like, all those wonderful things that YouTube wants you to do, because that's how YouTube rolls, and Twitter and Kick and Rumble. So there might be people over on Rumble because the computer does not really like me too much. So if you're over there, I can't see anything that's happening over there. That's just the problems I run into on this crappy computer that I've got. So it's okay. We'll continue on with this one.
You say, and this is the Litvin tweet, I never met this person in my life.
Yes.
Was that a true statement when you made it on June 21, 2019?
It was a true statement when I made it. I think subsequently, or at some point, they showed a picture on a receiving. I was on a celebrity line for a charity, and I think I was either shaking her hand or her husband's hand on a receiving line. I shake a lot of hands with people, but I had no idea who she was.
So if I can understand your testimony, sir, you're saying that at the time you made the statement that's in DJT 20, you were not aware of ever having met Ms. Carroll. You have since seen a photograph that shows you with Ms. Carroll on a receiving line. Correct?
Along with a lot of other people. This was a very public, I think it was a charity or a celebrity event or something. And I think that's her big claim to fame, that she shook my hand at some celebrity event.
So the answer to my question is yes, that after you made the statement, you became aware that there's a photo of you with Ms. Carroll in a receiving line, correct?
At some point,
okay.
I saw there was a photo on a receiving line, yes.
Okay, let's mark the photo. What number are we at? What? You have in front of you a black and white photograph that we've marked as DJT 23. And I'm going to ask you, is this the photo that you were just referring to?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And do you recall when you first saw this photo?
At some point during the process, I saw it. That's, I guess, her husband, John Johnson, who was an anchor for ABC. Nice guy. I thought, I mean, I don't know him, but I thought he was pretty good at what he did. I don't even know who the woman, let's see. I don't know who, it's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife.
Which one are you pointing to? No.
Here.
Carroll.
Oh,
The
that,
person
oh,
you
okay.
just pointed to was
Oh, I
Eugene
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is
First
this?
point.
And the woman on the right is your then wife.
I don't know.
Ivana?
This was the picture.
Ivana.
I assume that's John Johnson. Is that
That's Carroll.
Carol? Because it's very blurry.
Now, in your June 21 statement,
Way to deflect.
is,
No, he couldn't even figure out which one was which. Might have been
in
your
your June 21
Ivana.
statement, which is DJT 20, you said that Ms. Carroll was trying to sell a new book, and that you said shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try to get publicity for themselves or sell a book.
No,
Yep.
that's right.
Before you made that statement, did you have any knowledge, one way or the other, of the financial arrangements between Ms. Carroll and the publisher of her book?
No,
Don't know. Don't
Did you even
care.
know who her publisher was?
no,
Don't
Have you
know.
ever
Don't
seen her
care.
book contract?
no,
Does it matter?
Did you know anything about Ms. Carroll's financial situation?
Don't care.
no,
Did you know anything about her expected book sales?
No, don't care.
no idea.
Before you made the statement that appears in DJT 20, do you know whether you or anyone working for you did any research on Ms. Carroll?
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's possible somebody.
That is a pretty big yikes whenever you're sitting there going, yeah, she was with my wife. That's my wife right there. And my ex-wife, one that, was that I sort of dumped off to the side because she just wasn't my type. No, that's not your wife. That's Miss Carroll. Oh, well, see, there you go. Not my type.
When they heard this horrible accusation, it's possible that somebody did a little quick research, but not that I know of.
Well, lady, get to your question.
Another thing that you say in your June 21 statement is that Ms. Carroll was trying to carry out a political agenda.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Before issuing your statement,
Yeah, Traveling Fools gave me an idea which I totally forgot about. And let's see if we can do this. From here I can't. So it says super chat, all that kind of stuff. Let me try something here really quick because this was an idea that Traveling Fools said I could do. And all I have to do is open this up and we'll see if it works. Let me give this a try. Member shift gifting. Oh, holy crap. And check this out. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. All you fine people that are in chat, you're about to receive 5 gifts. Here we go. 5 gifts right here. Boom. Holy moly. Jess Rubery, you were gifted membership. Cindy J, Melissa Jane, Pixie, John Gordon, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. So congratulations, you guys were just gifted memberships. Isn't that pretty damn awesome? Hang out a little while longer. I will drop some more memberships here in probably about halfway towards the end. So hang out for a little while longer. There'll be some more memberships dropping. Congratulations on Jess, Cindy, and Melissa Jane, Pixie, of course, and John Gordon. So happy to see that you're new members here. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. See? Thank you very much, Traveling Fools. You were right. You can do that. Damn. That is pretty cool. I can only do it from the browser, so I'll have to do that here in a little bit later on. We will make it happen. We will make it happen.
June 21, did you learn what political party Ms. Carroll
No,
belonged to?
I didn't know that.
Before you issued your June 21 statement, did you have any documents indicating that she was pursuing a political agenda?
No.
At the end of your statement, your June 21 statement, you say, if anyone has information that the Democratic Party is working with Ms. Carroll or New York Magazine, please notify us as soon as possible. Did anyone ever notify you?
I
about
don't
that?
know.
Sitting here today, you can't recall anyone who notified you?
I don't know. Yeah.
One of the other things that you said about Ms. Carroll at the time appears in your June 24 statement, which is DJT 22. And what you said there is, I'll say it with great respect. Number one, she's not my type. When you said that Ms. Carroll was not your type, you meant that she was not your type physically, right?
I saw her in a picture. I didn't know what she looked like. And I said it, and I say it with as much respect as I can, but she is not my type.
And again, when you say type, you just refer to looking at photos. So you mean physically she's not your type?
Physically, she's not my type. And now that I've gotten indirectly to hear things about her, she wouldn't be my type in any way, shape, or form.
But when you were talking back on June 24th, you were referring to her not being your type physically.
I
correct?
saw a photo of her.
Okay.
And the only difference between me and other people is I'm honest. She's not my type.
I take it the 3 women you've married are all your type.
Yeah.
What is True Social?
It's a platform that's been opened by me as an alternative to Twitter.
And your handle on True Social is at.
Holy cow, Texas Jen, good to see you. Lovely lady, lovely lady. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great this evening.
Real Donald Trump?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, on October 12th, just a few days ago, you issued a statement on True Social about Ms. Carroll in this case, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And the statement that you posted, who wrote that statement?
I did.
You yourself?
Yeah.
Did you post the statement yourself?
Yes.
And in addition to posting the statement on True Social, you also sent it to the press.
Yes.
Yes. It's called Truth and Post. We post much like, how would you say it? We put out a statement and we also put it on Truth.
Okay, let's look at the statement. Let's mark it as, what's my next number? DJT 28. Okay, so this
I
one,
can't read this.
well, we have a blown up version. Let's mark it as 28 and 28A. So what we have in front of you is DJT 28, sir, is the post as it appeared on True Social on October 12, 2022,
2022.
and a blown up version.
1920,
So we appreciate
2022.
the reading. The type is very small. A blown up version that should be more legible. Do you have
I
both
can
of those?
see it, yeah.
Okay. So it says October 12, 2022, statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America.
Years later.
This, quote, Ms. Bergdorf Goodman case is a complete con job. And our legal system in this country, and our legal system in this country, but especially in New York State, just look at Peekaboo James, is a broken disgrace.
Mhm.
You have to fight for years and spend a fortune in order to get your reputation back from liars, cheaters, and hacks.
Yes.
This decision is from the judge who was just overturned on my same case. I don't know this woman, have no
I
idea
have no idea who she is.
who she is.
She had a picture.
Other than it seems she had a picture of me many years ago with her
Jesus
husband shaking
Christ.
my hand on a reception
Of
line
course.
at a celebrity charity event. She completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. Swooned is in quotes. It is a hoax and a lie, just like all the other hoaxes that have been played on me for the past 7 years. And while I'm not supposed to say it, I will. This woman is not my type! Exclamation point. She has no idea what day, what week, what month, what year, or what
Year?
decade
Okay,
the so-called
I know this.
event, in quotes, supposedly took place. The reason she doesn't know is because it never happened, and she doesn't want to get caught up with details or facts that could be proven wrong. If you watch Anderson Cooper's interview with her, where she was promoting a really crummy book, you will see that it is a complete scam. She changed her story from beginning to end after the commercial break to suit the purposes of CNN and Andy Cooper. Our justice system is broken, along with almost everything else in our country. Her lawyer is a political operative and Cuomo crony who goes around telling people that the way to beat Trump is to sue him all over the place. She is suing me on numerous frivolous cases, just like this one, and the court system does nothing to stop it. In the meantime, and for the record, Eugene Carroll was not telling the truth, is a woman I had nothing to do with, didn't know, and would have no interest in knowing her if I ever had the chance. Now all I have to do is go through years more of legal nonsense in order to clear my name of her and her lawyer's phony
How is
attacks
this
on me.
wrong?
This
How is
can
it
only happen to,
lies?
quote, in quotes, Trump, exclamation point. That,
And you
did
hear
I
him
read that
lies.
correctly?
Great statement.
True statement,
And
right?
now that you've heard it again and you have it in front of you, you're again confirmed that you wrote the whole thing yourself.
I wrote it all myself.
Yeah.
All myself.
Did you? Now, at the beginning of your post, the reference Ms. Bergdorf Goodman is a reference to Ms. Carroll, right?
That's right.
I want to hear what you say.
Now, when you say in here, I don't know this woman and have no idea who she is, even though you're using the present tense, you're referring back to your knowledge as of when she first made the allegation.
I still don't know this woman. I think she's a whack job. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this woman other than what I read in stories and what I hear. I know nothing about her.
Okay, well, I guess the distinction I'm trying to make, sir, is that when the allegation came out in 2019, you said I think it's your testimony, you had no idea who she was.
So I still don't.
Well, today you at least know that she's a plaintiff in a case suing you, correct?
Oh yes, that I know.
Okay.
But I know nothing about her. I think she's sick, mentally sick.
Okay. You say in this post,
Yep.
use a strange word, which I want to ask you about. You say she completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. You see that?
Yeah.
What does swoon for me?
That would be a word, maybe accurate or not, having to do with talking to her and talking to her to do an act that she said happened, which didn't happen. And it's a nicer word than the word that starts with an F. And this would be a word that I use because I thought it would be inappropriate to use the other word. And it didn't happen.
Okay. I was curious when I read this, so I looked up the word swoon in the dictionary. And under the dictionary, it means to faint with extreme emotion. That's not what you meant here. Objection to form.
Well, sort of. That's what she said I did to her. She fainted with great emotion. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay. She loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that Evie Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. We can define that. You'll have to show that. I'm sure you're going to show that. But she was interviewed by Anderson Cooper, and I think she said that rape was sexy, which it's not, by the way. But I think she said that rape was sexy, and she actually said things that were very strange. And then she was a different person after when he said, we'll take a break right now. We're going to take a break right now. He didn't like what she was saying. He was very upset with and then she came back and she was a much different woman in the second half, so to speak.
So the question I'm asking you is, did she say in that interview that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, she said something to that effect. I mean, you'll have to take a look at the interview yourself. I believe she said rape was sexy, to which Anderson Cooper is dying. He's saying, let's get to a commercial break immediately. I think you better watch the interview. I'm sure you have, but you better watch the interview.
In the interview, when Ms. Carroll talked about rape being sexy, isn't it true that she said that's a view that many other people hold?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I believe she said rape is sexy or something to that effect, but you'll have to watch the interview. It's been a while.
And just to clarify, I think you said a few minutes earlier that you used the word swooned as a synonym for, you said the F word, for sexual intercourse?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because that's what she said.
What do you mean? She never used the word swooned.
No, she said that I did something to her that never took place. There was no anything. I know nothing about this nut job.
Okay, then you go on to say in the statement, and while I am not supposed to say it, I will.
Damn.
Why
Were you
not supposed to say it?
Because it's not politically correct to say. Read the next, go ahead. That she's not my type. Yeah, because it's not politically correct to say it. And I know that, but I'll say it anyway. She's accusing me of rape. A woman that I have no idea who she is. It came out of the blue. She's accusing me of rape, of raping her. The worst thing you can do, the worst charge.
Yeah.
And it's not true too. You're a political operative also. You're a disgrace. But she's accusing me, and so are you, of rape, and it never took place. And I will tell you, I made that statement, and I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type, and that's 100% true. She's not my type.
Now, in your True Social statement on October 12, you use the word hoax. Specifically, you say
Yeah.
It is a hoax and a lie, just like all the other hoaxes that have been played on me for the
Is
past
this
7
the
years.
only way
See
that
that?
they got
Yeah.
questions
It's not
from
making that
him?
statement. And I take it what you're saying there
Jeez.
is
That's so pitiful.
Ms. Carroll fabricated her claim that you sexually assaulted her, correct?
Yes.
All right, I've said that multiple
100%.
times, woman.
Fair to say, you'd agree with me, would you not,
you
that you use the term hoax quite a lot?
Yes, I do.
CNN reported that you used it more than 250 times in 2020. Does that sound right?
Could
to you?
be. I've had a lot of hoaxes
What does that
played on
have?
me.
What
This is
relevance
one of them.
does that have with this?
And how would you define the word hoax?
A fake story, a false story, a made-up story,
Something that's not true.
something that's not true. Yes.
Sitting here today, can you recall what else you have referred to as a hoax?
Sure. The Russia hoax. It's been proven to be a hoax. Ukraine hoax. The Mueller situation for 2.5 years hoax. Ended in no collusion. It was a whole big hoax. The lying to the Pfizer court hoax. The lying to Congress many times hoax by all these people, this scum that we have in our country. Lying to Congress hoax. Spying on my campaign hoax. They spied on my campaign and now they admit it.
Yes.
That was another hoax. And I could get a whole list of them. And this is a hoax too.
This, when you say this and that,
There's this ridiculous situation that we're doing right now. It's a big fat hoax. She's a liar and she's a sick person, in my opinion. Really sick. Something wrong with her.
Damn.
okay. In addition to the Russia hoax, the Ukraine hoax, the Mueller hoax, the lying to Pfizer hoax, the lying to Congress hoax, and the spying on your campaign hoax. Isn't it true that you also referred to the use of mail-in ballots as a hoax?
Yeah, I do. Sure. I do. I
And
think
is-
they're very dishonest. Mail-in ballots, very dishonest.
Ow.
And isn't it true that you yourself have voted by mail?
I
Objection.
do. I do. Sometimes I do, but I don't know what happens to it once you give it. I have no idea.
Are you familiar, I'm sure you are, with something that's often referred to as the Access Hollywood tape?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's mark it and play it as 35.
Yeah, we've heard the video played multiple times. Video contains graphic language.
She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy. No, this was, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping.
Cutting little
She wanted to get some furniture.
out
I'll
of
show
it.
you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. I couldn't get there, and she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Jeez, your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald is scored.
Whoa!
Oh, my man. Wait, you got to look at me when you get out of your
set this up.
That is very.
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You
piece.
got to put the thumbs up. You got to get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Yeah, let me.
It's very funny. You and I will walk there.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the thumbs. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's it. With a gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
So they have this
Automatically
portion of it.
beautiful. I just start
It was
kissing them.
it was something that they recorded while he was
I don't even do
having
it. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Those legs, all I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Come on, Shorty.
Ooh, nice legs, huh?
Oof, get out of the way. That's good legs. Go ahead.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Down below. Pull the hand.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how
Nice
are
seeing
you?
you.
Pleasure to
Terrific.
meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are
Nice
you?
to see you. How you doing, Ariane?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the darling? Just get off the
Would you
bus.
like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
How about a
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy? I
okay.
just get-
That's you in that video, correct?
Yes.
And am I correct that that video was
Ellen
recorded
was laughing.
in January?
Does it look good on the guy that was
What's
sitting
wrong?
there with him?
Am I correct that that video was recorded in September 2005?
I guess that would, I don't know the date, but whatever date it was is fine with me.
And am I correct that you were engaged to your current wife sometime in 2004?
I don't know.
Am I correct that you married your current wife in January 2005?
I don't know relative to that tape. No,
And the person you were speaking to, it's now famous in that video, was Billy Bush.
that's right.
Please
This
let
is
me.
very old news, fully litigated during debates, during everything else, fully litigated.
Okay.
And you know what I said then, and I say it now? Locker room talk. That was locker room talk.
Okay.
That's what goes on.
And you did say in the video that you, quote, moved on her heavily, correct?
Excuse me?
You do say in the video that you, quote,
Yeah.
moved on her heavily.
I I did say that. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you do say in the video that as part of trying to have sex with this woman, you took her furniture shopping, correct?
Damn right. That's absolutely true, Guy from Acton. I still remember when everyone loved Trump before he ran for president. Yeah, because they bring out all the dirty laundry. You want to make Trump out to be some, glorious person? No, he's got his flaws. I mean, hell, even people that were on The Apprentice with him thought that he was a little bit unique, I guess is the word to put it. But that was, yeah, like he has very different idiosyncrasies and people don't like it. But hey, whenever you get that kind of money, you can get away with a lot of crap. He's not lying. Tell me how many women would put out for Elon if they given the opportunity. The amount of money that he has, jump at a chance. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, but that's the way it goes. Same way with guys. Give me one of your hot celebrities that guys would just be like, yeah, if she came at me, I'd probably give her a roll around. There's one of them. There is one.
We actually did look for furniture, yes.
So that was true. You actually took this woman
I
in.
think so. It's
furniture
been a
shopping.
long time ago. How long was that? A long time ago. But I think so. I do think so.
Is that the only occasion when you took a woman shopping?
I think.
Holy crapola. Guess what just got rolled in to here? None other than the Kaiser pineapple. He set himself on fire as he was sitting here.
Yeah, I know. It should be yeah,
Yeah, well, if you start smoking, we'll know that, we'll call the fire department and send them over there.
Well, I'm going to start smoking one way or the other. It's just how am I going to be doing it?
Damn right. Good to see you, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So I spoke with I got a text from Yamaha, and he was just like, yeah, I can't make it tonight. I've been gargling gasoline and spitting flames and caught my beard on fire, and so I have to take the night off. But he's suturing up his vocal cords so he can get the moans down just right, and he'll be back hopefully next week.
There we go.
Yeah. And then of course Diva and Volstorm, Volstorm reached out. He was just like, yeah, we can't make it tonight. And I was like, it's gonna be a little odd for just Kaiser and I to do it. So we'll just do something else for tonight. So just a little bit of political BS, chat, chill, just in show. I was like, I've been holding this one for a little while. Probably about 3 or 4 days. I was like, I'll show this at some point. So I was like, tonight's a good night to do it. I got some other stuff that I wanted to show too, which was pretty damn awesome. It was this one right here that I thought was pretty cool. You seen this yet? It's pretty cool. Watch.
Oh, that's wild.
I thought you'd like that. I was like, we got
That's great.
Make it enjoyable. That's funny.
That's great.
I got another one. This one's pretty. Can't play the music. All right, let me pull this one up here.
All right.
All right, here we go.
This guy's watched that way too many times.
Yes. Oh,
I love that.
Guy Rebecca's like, Kaiser, what's up, buddy? Giving you a fist bump. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yep. Figured as my custom, I just jump in while I'm having a smoke in the garage.
Oh yeah. Oof, man. No, I've had an interesting day today. I managed to get a little bit of sleep in the middle of the day.
Yep.
I was working on something and ended up dude. Have you ever seen those gender reveals? How horrible they are?
Yeah. And I hold the Marine Corps personally responsible for gender reveal parties.
Oh, do you really?
I'll tell you why in a minute.
Just like grandma sitting back there, just like, cool. What do we get?
Poor grandma.
So if you guys have wonder what Monday mornings look like, it's a bunch of this kind of crap.
Pretty much. Oh my god. Yeah, so funny story about that is actually that oh, never mind.
Give me a second.
That's awesome.
The title of that one was Sheep 0, Bucket 1. Sorry. Interesting story about the gender reveal. Tell me detail.
So the Marine Corps is actually entirely responsible for gender reveals.
No shit.
Yeah. So the funny story about that is that there's a famous horse. It is the highest ranking animal in the United States Marine Corps. And it was a horse during the Korean War named Reckless. They basically bought this horse and managed to train it to run ammunition up a hill at a particular battle. And this horse was shuttling wounded and ammunition up more efficiently up these hills than the Marines could do.
Wounded back down, ammunition up, wounded down, ammunition.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
It effectively, this horse turned the entire battle of the Nevada cities entirely because of this horse. And so the horse basically there's a whole long story of how they eventually got this horse back to the United States. But suffice it to say, they ended up, they thought it was like, oh, this is a great PR opportunity. So after a while, the horse became popular, among it was a good propaganda opportunity. And so they said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and this horse, which, it was a mare. They said, hey, we're going to breed this horse with with this, this champion Kentucky racehorse. And, that was going to be a big thing. So they did. The funny story about that is that apparently they didn't tell the private that was supposed to be in charge of this horse what was going on. And so he was basically told to put the horse in a stall or in a in the little arena area.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was it.
Well.
And so he put the horse in there with this other Marine Corps bucking horse. He went around for 5 minutes, came back, and the two horses are just getting it on. And he's like, oh shit, manages to get him off, tries to make the horse look a lot better. Like, okay, so nobody can know what happened to Sergeant Reckless. Because yeah, this horse has been upgraded to a sergeant, by the way. So then the Kentucky racehorse shows up and he doesn't know what's going on. So he works his ass off for a couple of hours, keeping these two apart to make sure no hanky panky happens. And then everything goes, he takes the horse back to the stable later on when he's ordered to. And a couple, weeks go by and he comes back and there's a whole press gang. The brass is there, all that. And he's like, what's going on? And the general's like, oh, the horse is pregnant. And he's like, Reckless is pregnant. He's like, oh, is that a good thing? And this poor private's just like freaking out. And they're like, yeah, it's a great thing. And then the journalists ask, well, what's the name of that Kentucky racehorse that's supposed to be the dad? And he's like, I don't know. It was just some Marine Corps bucking horse that we had here. Record scratch. And the entire room goes silent. And they're like, what the fuck did you just say? So the general pulls him aside and tells him what's going on. Like, Reckless was supposed to get it on with that big Kentucky racehorse, and it was supposed to be a big thing. He's like, well, nobody told me. So they're like, oh shit, how do we spin this around and keep it positive? Okay, out on the hill, on the outside of the base, they put a big sign and said, it's a ... And then later on, whenever the colt, later named Fearless, was born, they said it's and they put a sign up there that says boy. So the Marine Corps is responsible for gender reveal parties.
Jeez Louise, that is so crazy.
There's a great documentary about it by the Fat Electrician. It's hilarious.
I love it.
It's great. So yeah, from now on, anytime you want to complain about gender reveal parties, you can blame the Marine in the room, because I'm sure there's one somewhere.
Well, they had to either give it a pink crayon or a blue crayon. The taste completely different. Oh God! All right, we'll get back to the Trump stuff.
Sorry, I had to give you that little aside, that history lesson for today.
It is absolutely perfect to come in and derail this stuff because, like I said,
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I mean, anybody's good at this because this was his Trump's deposition on that Gene E. Carroll on the first portion of it.
Yeah.
So during this deposition, this is the stuff that he was saying. It was like, I don't know this person, she's some whack job. Like, she's not my type. It's like, what? You're saying because she looks a certain way that's my type? No, she's just not my type because I don't like her fucking attitude. Like, yeah, if I met this person, I would realize she was a nut job. So no.
First question in the deposition was, do you know this person? No. Okay. Well, deposition over.
That should have been how it went, but they just had to carry it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, also Kaiser, I did not know you can do this. If you log in to your normal account, like where the stream is going, you go into the $sign that says show your support for your members, and you go to membership gifting. You can only do this on stream. You can sit there and gift memberships, and you get a certain amount, I guess, per month or something like that. And so, boom, just gifted 5 more memberships right then and there. There we go. Gifted 5 more memberships, and those people that got those memberships are going to be Guy Vermectin, congratulations, Scott Coleman, Julie O, Lady Autumn Sky, and Lynn Dalton, all gifted memberships. Congratulations. You are now an official nut. Whether you're big nuts, small nuts, little nuts, half nuts, doesn't matter. You're still nuts. In my case, glad to have all of you fine people there. It's awesome.
I say, if you're here, you're partially nutty anyway. So,
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I have.
And you say, and again, this is becomes very famous.
What was that? Sorry.
I was going to say, I gifted out some memberships during my Christmas stream.
That's so cool. I didn't know you could do that.
I think it dropped like just a couple of weeks before my Christmas stream, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, it's a great opportunity."
Damn, damn, I missed out on some awesome opportunities to gift some members.
It's cool. I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, that's very helpful because it reaches out to people that might have not been on a stream for a little while and lets them know that you're still doing stuff, that you haven't forgotten about them.
Exactly.
Because trust me, without all 500 plus members, this channel would have like just lingered and been sitting there in the YouTube lavatory forever.
Yep.
And if you're a Marine, we call that a shitter. If you're a Marine, I think they call it a head. Same way if you're in the Navy, they call it a head.
Yeah.
Just be hanging out in the head.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why they've got a nickname called the Water Grunts.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit play on this. I'm going to go grab myself another cool beverage because this one's empty. Damn, it really sucks. I can still hear it, but I'll just mute myself and hide my camera so you don't see my fat ass get up.
Miss in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars. That they can grab them by the pussy.
Well, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star.
Duh.
You can say that, yeah.
And now you said before, a couple of minutes ago, that this was just locker room talk.
It's locker room talk.
And so does that mean that you didn't really mean it?
No, it's locker room talk. I don't know. It's just the way people talk.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with a woman by the name of Natasha Stoynoff?
No.
Natasha Stoynoff.
You'll have to give me a little bit of
Do you remember
background.
she wrote about you a lot when she worked at People magazine?
Oh, I do remember there was some woman that wrote, and then a long time later, I think she wrote a wonderful story. And then a long time later, as I remember it, a long time later, she said that I was aggressive with her. But she wrote the most beautiful story. And then all of a sudden, like, is it a year or 2 years later, she comes out with this phony story that I was aggressive. I said, well, why would she have written such a good story for People magazine? She wrote a really nice piece. And then.
Well, because she was paid to write a really nice piece.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And I love the whole part. She accused me of being aggressive. Okay. Can you define what aggressive is? Can you define what exactly happened? Come on, really?
Well, and this is sort of my whole problem with a lot of the stuff that you find on the left. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's almost like you're speaking two different languages. So you also have to understand that they believe in these things called microaggressions. Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, define a microaggression. Well, the intent. Okay, so what do you mean by intent? Yeah, I mean, you have to really dig down on what they're actually saying. Holy cow. Junior Reloaded raid. Holy crap. Welcome. Hey, Judge Maddie. Good to see you.
Judge Maddie?
Just raid. Radama Supreme. Just raid. Woohoo. Well, Jess also has, she has access to my channel, so she can jump in here anytime she wants to. But I'm sure if she did a whole stream tonight, she's not looking to jump in.
But she's welcome to. We love her.
Oh yeah, Jess is awesome. It is Jessica Raid, Laughing Gasser. Good to see you. Welcome all of the Jess Reloaded Raiders. She had a really good one going on tonight. I was watching that the court cases with the pro se's, sov sits, and just holy crap, these people.
Oh, we love watching our sov idiots.
Oh yes, they are the ones that you're just like, where do these people get off on it? And somebody mentioned this not too long ago. It's like, where is this book? Where's this manual that tells you how to say all this kind of bullshit? Because they all say the same thing.
Yep.
And they've yet to find where this book is. Like, what is the book?
I really want to find the book, so that way I think somebody in the law tube needs to go over it.
Well, I've got a link to a lot of their stuff. I mean, and it's hilarious to read.
Yeah.
And it is quite hilarious to read. Like, they send me newsletters. Don't worry, I'm not going to ever represent myself. I will hire a fucking lawyer because I don't have the time or patience to deal with crazy shit.
It's like, I don't have a law degree. I'm going to trust somebody that actually knows what they're doing, to actually represent me.
Also, because my wife is an attorney, I'm going to be vetting someone a hell of a lot harder than I would, some random person. Like, God damn it. I don't care, Nick. I don't care, Nikki Haley. I really don't care.
What about Nikki Haley now?
What? No, this was somebody else. It's even worse. I don't know who it is. It says, do you have a holiday this weekend? Maybe we could go skiing.
Okay.
So I sent him I sent him a message back that said, well, skiing sounds good. How much for a quarter? Just kidding. I didn't say that. Now, of course, one of my old buddies sent me a message that said boil your water because of all of the stuff that's going on in Atlanta. They had a water main break. That's why you said so same dude that decided he's going to chop off his balls. Weird people. It's sympathetic to soft sits because I hate government, but they're all just annoying as fuck. Yes. That I am completely with you there. Yes, I do hate the government, but do it lawfully.
Yeah.
Lawful law. That is
lawful law. just because you don't like the government, and look, I'm sympathetic to that as well. Just because you don't like the government doesn't mean that you're completely above the judicial system. We kind of have to live with that for the time being.
Yeah. Well, I'll look that up. If that's true, I'll look up this Morris v. Morris that spells it all. Maybe that is
interesting.
It's the got one. I'll have to look it up. Honestly, I'll have to look it up because I've had to deal with different people that go by the last name of Bay. Usually in the soft movement, and they're like the what do you call it? The Black Israeli something or other. I can't remember.
Oh, the Black Hebrew Israelites, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, Abomination over on the Rumble side. Good to see you, mate. And if you guys are watching on Rumble, I cannot pull up the chat on that because my computer can't handle that much information. And so if you're over on Kick, just make sure you're hitting the thumbs up, spread the word around, and hopefully this weekend I'm able to get the laptop up and running. It's got a much better processor and speed. I'm currently on like a business class kind of laptop. I joke not. I have a 13-inch monitor and a 15-inch monitor over here. This is my setup. So I feel like someone is kicking me in the knees every time that I do a stream, because like looking at Kaiser, he's my logo is bigger than Kaiser is right now. He's just a tiny little thing on my screen, like this minute little piece of my screen. So it's Ian Runkle recent. Cool, very cool. If it's stated for the correct reference, I may be wrong on the name. No, that sounds good. That's really
okay.
Good. I'll check that out because Ian Runkle is good people.
Oh
I
yeah,
really like that guy. He's so amazing. I've communicated with him quite a bit, like through Twitter and shit like that. And both are CRT, possibly could be.
All of a sudden, like years or months, many months later, she came up with this phony charge.
Let's watch a video. And again, I apologize for the technology, where you talk about Ms. Stoynoff's allegations
We're marking this.
We're going to mark it.
Oh, I've got a really cool beer that I've been drinking. So check this out. It's called Backwoods Bastard.
Oh yeah.
It's made by Founders. They have another one that's much better than this that I haven't been able to find. It's called Old Curmudgeony.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's a really good one. I actually
Founders has some good beers.
Yeah, Founders does have some good beers. They're a little bit pricey, but whenever I'm doing something with my wife, like, you know, say for example, I do something out on the grill and it's just like one of those late nights and we're going to have some candlelit dinner and you know, you're just sort of wanting to enjoy each other's company. We can open up one of these and just split it and just kick back and you know, it's like an expensive enough beer that you're just like being really cool, you know, like chilling out and that you have your popcorn ready. And did I miss any boobs? No, I did not show my boobs again.
What's going on, Hal?
Do not think the way the justice system has been overly politicized will help the work against opposite mentality. More fueling, it's all a scam anyway. Yeah, most of it is. All you heard was Backwoods. It's called Backwoods Bastard, and it's made by Founders. It's really tasty. And I'm not sponsored by Backwoods or Founders in any way, shape, or form, but I guarantee you if they wanted to sponsor me, I would take all of their beer. And in a damn heartbeat, I would do it. You know, they could probably just supplement me in beer. Just like hell to the yeah. Just
I got a couple of local breweries like that I'd be like, if they wanted to sponsor me, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Same way with like Monday Night Brewing. Oh, hell yeah. Like their drafty kilt. They had I don't know if it was a special edition, but it was a bourbon barrel drafty kilt that they did.
Ooh.
Ooh. I tried it. I was like, I only was able to find 2 6-packs. I took them both with me to Florida for Christmas with my brother-in-law, and those things are gone, just like gone. Just went over. Yeah. We just went over. Grabbed him by the tank. Well, and it's he's correct in a way. There's certain ways that when I was a famous rock musician, never by any means, shape, or form, you would end up with girls that you could pretty much do just about anything that you wanted to with them. They would be willing participants in whatever was up. Does not mean that that's what you did, but you had that ability to do those kinds of things.
As the old saying goes, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happened.
I am saying that it would not be abnormal for women to be treated aggressively and absolutely be completely into it because there was some sort of thrill about it. Don't know, because that was not my kink. That was not my thing. But I know that a lot of girls sort of had that kind of kink, you know. Their idea of a good time was to be in the back of a bus with, 15 musicians and just being turned inside out through all of them. That was sort of their kind of thing. Not my kind of thing, just saying that there were girls like that. And I think that pretty much sums up what he's saying in this situation. Is like, you can pretty much do anything you want to, and they're just like completely willing participants in this kind of stuff. And it's hedonistic is pretty much what he's saying. The level of women throwing it out there to you is insane. And I joke not whenever I say this. Most people don't think about this because they're just not that way. And it seems abnormal to them whenever you say this. They're like, no. But also you have to think there's guys that like to be, tied up to a bed and spanked with a whip by, a woman that is 300 plus pounds. That's their kink. I mean, no kink shame here. That's their thing. And I'm saying some women enjoy that kind of aggressive attitude. Not saying that I do. I'm just saying that there are people that are like that. Again,
not saying it's right, just saying it happened.
Just saying it happens. There's a sovereignty education defense ministry website. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a laminate I turn around as it says shows your tits. Yeah, it's not uncommon. I mean, and some of it is tongue in cheek. You have, like, for example, the kind of laminate he's talking about, a lot of women you show that to, they're just going to laugh at you and just go fuck you kind of attitude, because they know the musicians, they know the people, they know you personally, and they think it's just as funny, and they're just looking at you going, no, I'm not going to show you my tits, go fuck off. And you just laugh back and you have a good time hanging out. I mean,
You just have a laugh and move on.
and so most of the stuff that musicians are is that tongue in cheek kind of crap that not too many people get to. Kaiser, what is this?
Heyo.
Heyo.
It's me.
And it's sad to think about that there's people that take this kind of stuff seriously. Like there was no holy grenade. Okay. Just saying, there was no holy grenade.
It's a clip of a video from a campaign event in West Palm Beach on October 13, 2016. And we're going to mark it as DJT 36.
Oh, I just caught this. I'm sorry, I didn't see this. Soft-sit is insane. My name has nothing to do with my entity or being responsible is stupid. Regardless of that, as a personal identifier, who cares? The law doesn't care what you call yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, is Kaiser smoking in the garage while smoking? Yeah, he's a little bit on fire. It's okay. It's okay. We put him out. We called the fire department.
Then there was a writer from People magazine who wrote a story on Melania and myself on our first anniversary. The story was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was lovely. But last night we hear that after 12 years, this took place 12 years ago, this story, a new claim that I made inappropriate advances during the interview to this writer. And I ask a very simple question. Why wasn't it part of the story that appeared 20 or 12 years ago? Why wasn't it part of the story? Why didn't they make it part of the story? I was one of the biggest stars on television with The Apprentice, and it would have been one of the biggest stories of the year. Think of it. She's doing this story on Melania, who's pregnant at the time, and Donald Trump, our one-year anniversary. And she said, I made inappropriate advances. And by the way, the area was a public area, people all over the place. Take a look. You take a look. Look at her words. You tell me what you think. I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's that look, just like, yeah, okay. So you're proving my point that I have no interest in this scam, and you're saying that I did. I mean, I'm failing to understand. Are you using the words against me? This is about the lady that he called ugly, a nutcase, psycho, like a nut job. Yeah, he called her a lot of things, and of course, she came after him for calling her that. There's no lies detected. He wasn't able to even present any of that information. All this is people trying to get compensation out of him. They'll continue. Jesus, it's insane to me, because within the next 2 months, I give it 2 months, you're going to see. Let's see, what is this? February, March. Okay, before March, within the next month, you're going to see another lawsuit come out. I can guarantee it. There will be another lawsuit come out, and that'll be the top talk of everything. There's another lawsuit. Trump did X, Y, or Z. He said something that somebody didn't like. Their fifis got hurt, and we're suing him, and he's got another court case, and he's losing 90 cases in all these court cases, and we're taking him off the ballot in these states, and it's going to be a constant, just absolute BS. They are so scared of this guy.
Yeah, I've never seen in all my life like people that are just so blatantly just invested on taking a dude down. It's like, okay, you don't like him, fine, don't vote for him. That's fine, whatever.
Well, and I've also not seen so many people that are promoting him to the extent of like insane. Oh yeah, people bringing up inappropriate. Sorry, Abomination. I'm not ignoring you over there on the Twitter side. Not sponsored by Backwoods. It's just as bad as it sounds. Yeah, that's funny. Abomination. Yeah, women love being invited backstage without a backstage pass. Some of them do.
Just kind of a thing, you know.
Not all of them. Some of them are just like, yeah, I know it goes on backstage. You can go fuck yourself. But do you have the balls to bring that laminate to court? Do I? Yeah. Like what? There's something about words that are bad. I mean, what country do I fucking live in? Are the words that I say bad? No ass, no pass. Yeah, there you go. I mean, seriously, what kind of country do you live in that you can't say shit, make jokes, have fun, laugh at yourself, laugh at other people's stupidity? And some woman got on the news saying Trump pooped in her bed and stung her dog with a bee. Yeah, something like that. Abomination. No, wrong story. Get your story straight. We talking about this is the first trial. So this is the first trial. She was proven not ugly. No. Good God, no. Gina Carroll is fucking batshit crazy. This is we're talking about a lady that painted rocks in a dry creek bed because she wanted to make a statement that there used to be water there. And then she didn't stop. She started painting the trees too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that now.
Yeah. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I've seen the interview that she did with Anderson Cooper. Dude, it does not put her in a good light. It really does not put her in a good light. Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know if I can unseen it.
You'd agree with me that the person you were just talking about in that video was Natasha Soronoff, correct?
Yes.
You're familiar with a woman by the name of Jessica Leeds?
No, I don't think so. But explain. Go ahead.
Does that mean that this refresh your recollection of who
Yes,
Jessica
it
Leeds
does.
is?
This woman made up a story, just like your client made it up. Just made up a story having to do with sitting next to me in an airplane. And I mean, I'll have to read this again, but that story was so false also. But this was, I guess, making out as opposed to what your client said. This story was so false. This is a disgrace also.
And do you recall speaking about Ms. Leeds' allegations at campaign events in 2016?
I might have. I thought it was so, like your client, I thought it was so ridiculous.
Okay, let's take a look at the next video, which is DJT 38, correct?
Hopefully our great movement, and there's never been anything like this in the United States, and the only way they figure they can slow it down is to come up with people that are willing to say, oh, I was with Donald Trump in 1980.
Nothing changes.
I was sitting with him on an airplane. And he went after me on the plane. Yeah, I'm going to go after him. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall.
Yeah.
I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you.
Boom.
I'm honest when I say it.
Boom.
I would not have any interest in.
The video we just watched, where you talked about Ms. Leeds. What
I'm
else do you
playing
know
it.
about Ms. Leeds?
Don't you
that would
worry,
indicate
I'm
to you that
playing
she
it
was-
also.
would not have been your first choice, other than how she looked?
I don't know. I think I probably saw her on television or something. But I don't want to be insulting. But when people accuse me of something, I think I have a right to be insulting because they're insulting me. They're doing the ultimate insult. They make up stories, and then I'm not allowed to speak my mind. No, I disagree with it. No, she would not have been anywhere on a list. I just wouldn't have been for me. It's
No.
disgusting. It's what she said was disgusting. Can you imagine doing that in an airplane? What she said? I'm doing that on an airplane. That's almost as ridiculous as doing it in Bergdorf Goodman in a dressing room.
Isn't it true that just a few minutes ago you couldn't remember the date of your engagement to your current wife, Melania?
No. We're talking about a different thing. We're talking about a woman where something happened that was inappropriate, right? Inappropriate. It was highly inappropriate. She would remember that date. I would imagine she would have complained to the airline. She would know the flight. She would know everything about it. She didn't even know the year, as I remember it, just like your client doesn't know the year, doesn't know anything about it. If something happened like that to your client would know the second. She'd know down to the second. She'd know the day, the month, the year, right down to the second.
In the last paragraph of the statement that you made on June 21 that appears in the Laura Littman tweet, DJT 20, you said as follows.
Last paragraph where?
DJT 20.
Go ahead, what is
You
Right.
say as follows.
Damn right, Benjamin Gray. Spot
The
on.
world should know what's really going on. It is a disgrace.
Well, and here's the thing. Tree huggers should go after me for pissing on a tree. Yet I still reasonable regenerative resource conservation replant trees you have cut provides for future industry. And it's more than just about that. Also clearing out certain areas of some of that dense undergrowth helps trees become more fruitful and prosperous and promotes them to grow up healthy. Because they're not as starved for nutrients, for sunlight, for ground growth, for all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, being conscious about this. I mean, the Mayans had this shit down fucking thousands of years before humans walked America. What they would do is they would farm a particular area with their maize, corn, and they would basically say, you know what? Here's an idea. The corn isn't doing so well over in this area, so why don't we move locations where we do all our planting? And they would basically allow the soil to regenerate. Amazing that they figured this shit out pretty early on, and some people can't figure out this kind of thing, in this day and age. They've got to make room in the cities for people, build your skyscrapers, live in your skyscrapers, and then wonder why you can't get any food. Well, you suck. You suck the lifeblood out of the rest of the world.
Right.
I mean, generally I agree. In general time of year should be at least clear. Yeah. I mean, some of it has to be clear, but you have to also be a little more selective on it. I mean, just coming in and clearing out like an entire swath of forest, unless you're going to grind that shit up and start planting some trees, give it another 5 years. And I guarantee that stuff is starting to prosper. You've got some trees growing right out of those old trees, the old growth that was there. I've seen it happen. I mean, think about this. Mayan temples, they're overgrown with jungle. That stuff comes back. It's really weird
how many
weeds grow?
Yeah. I mean, how many areas of California could we have possibly prevented more damage from those wildfires by actually clearing shit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they keep putting all these bans you can't clear stuff. You can't try and, do things to help kind of prevent these wildfires by clearing away some of this dead growth and stuff like that.
Well,
No.
You might disturb the tree squirrel's natural habitat. So don't do that. But that's the thing is going in, clearing this. Yeah. Rotate crops every year to help the soil. Same way with any sort of growth. You just rotate things in and out. I think it would work really well with our government if they do the same thing. Like could do a complete clearinghouse every 5 years of the entire government. Like if you're a staffer, if you're whatever it might be that you are, you better be training the person coming up behind you in those 2.5 years before you get booted from this job. And then they're not allowed to be there or ever come back again for at least another 10 years. You go make a living out in the real world. Go get a job at McDonald's. And then next time, whenever you come back in here telling me how to run my shit, you might understand a little bit about how things work. I mean, we've got a bloated government.
Well, I mean, hell, we've
Okay.
got a particular president in the office right now that's been a bureaucrat for 40 years. He's never had a private industry job. I'm just saying.
Hey, Abomination says, wasn't there something where they had to divert a new freeway because they found endangered flowers growing on the path that they were going to pave? Yep. Environmentalists love sacrificing humans to save some plants. Yeah. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that, be a little bit more conscious about what you're doing it. But also you should be building a railway that goes nowhere for billions of dollars, in California. I mean, one of the biggest complaints that I would hear about California was like the massive wildfires that they had, but that was because they never trimmed out the undergrowth. They never would clear those spaces out. They would, and then what would happen is you would have a natural occurrence, because fires are a natural occurrence, and it would burn stuff up. Now, burning shit is not so bad because it actually replenishes the soil. You get
Nitrates, yeah.
that. But the bad part about that is now you've exposed the land. There's nothing to actually absorb the water or prevent the runoff. So now you have mudslides. And then whenever you have all the mudslides, everything washes off and destroys a whole bunch of homes and all that kinds of crap. It's cyclical, and it has nothing to do with global warming, global cooling, or all that kind of bullshit. I talk about this on my morning show, and so I feel like I'm speaking ad nauseum on this kind of crap. But can't convince me that a railway isn't money laundering. Well, fuck no. Just like the war in Ukraine isn't money laundering. No, not a bit. Not whenever you send billions of dollars over to Ukraine, and guess what? Guess what they do with that money? You know what they're doing with those billions of dollars that you're sending over to Ukraine? It's just here's a novel idea. They're buying Bitcoin with it. They're buying Bitcoin with all that money.
Yeah. How many times could we have built the supposed border wall that we didn't have money to build that thing with, but we've sent enough money to Ukraine to build it over a dozen times?
Yes. Yeah, it's so weird how this kind of stuff happens. Your girl can clone plants. Actually, there's also another thing you can do, and this is really cool with tomato plants. Not only can you clone them, but you can do a splice that will make them insusceptible to insects.
Really? Oh.
Yes. There's a way of doing it, but I can't. I saw this thing on YouTube. I was like, oh, that's pretty damn cool. I didn't know you could do that. But what they do is they basically get the plant whenever it's really young, they splice it and they add this extra thing to it. And it makes it where, the plants just thrive because of what they've added to the plants. They just do a split in the stalk and it puts something else in there that makes it where insects are just like, fuck this.
Huh.
Yeah. It's called science, motherfuckers.
Grace.
This is almost
people
over.
should pay dearly for such false accusations. You see that?
Yeah.
And the person you meant who should pay dearly for such false accusations was E.Jean Carroll, correct?
Yeah, and I think their attorneys too. I think the attorneys like you are a big part of it, because it's a phony case.
There it is. That was his testimony, and somebody asked about this. I think it was Brandon asked about this particular one right here. This is the part where E.Jean Carroll, bowl smoker, half psycho woman, speaking with him.
Her say concedes that what she's alleged happened a long time ago. You'll also hear her say it left a mark. We spoke late today.
Do you think I should do my my little thing here? I think I need to. I really should do it if I can find it.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, what it is damn, where did I think it's under this right here. Yes. I have found it. So this is my disclaimer, and
this content is comprised of sworn statements during a trial and may contain material that some individuals may find offensive or inappropriate. Viewer discretion is advised. It might include graphic imagery, language, or themes of a sexual nature, including those depicting underage individuals that could be unsettling or triggering for some audiences. The depiction of sensitive or controversial themes, including underage sexual themes within the context of sworn statements during a trial, is intended solely for the purpose of presenting factual information for legal proceedings. It is important to note that while humor might be used within this content, it is not intended to disregard the seriousness of the issue. Humor may be employed to alleviate discomfort or tension related to the subject matter without undermining the gravity of the topic. Neither YouTube nor this channel condones or promotes any of the behavior or themes depicted within this content. By choosing to engage with this content, you acknowledge and accept that it might contain material unsuitable for certain audiences. Viewer discretion is strongly advised, especially for younger audiences or individuals sensitive to explicit or sensitive content presented in a legal context.
Yeah, what he said.
Good advice, Tom, because they want to say, "Oh my God, thank God that's not me."
She gets $200, 200 letters a month, included topics including. But here's what we're talking about. Is this one right here?
It's wonderful.
Well, and I don't know if this music's going to get me in trouble, so
Might as well just mute it.
I could, but I have to be very careful because what she's talking about is very important.
Right.
The mouse house.
The mice live here. Kahneman lives in the kitchen. Taberski lives in the bedroom. This is my shed. And on that
So this is her shed.
going up, on the door are the list of my dogs. Marky, Fortuna de la Spunky, Heidi, Tit,
Yeah. Telling me, oh, wait, here we go.
Hi. And it's so
So here's where she painted the rocks blue. Here's where this one, yeah, this one is crazy. And just so you guys know, she's wearing a fucking wig, okay? Nothing wrong with wearing a wig. But this is her trying to be eccentric and weird and quirky. Cool, more power to you. But don't go accusing somebody of doing something that they didn't do. Novel idea.
Fortuna de la Spunky, Heidi, Tits, Bloody, and Hepburn. The streams and the rivers were dry. And
Okay, streams and rivers were dry, and so she came out and painted the rocks blue. Don't paint the rocks in the stream, you psycho.
it so horrified me that I came out and started painting the rocks blue to indicate that there was once a river here. And then after I got done painting the rocks, I just sort of walked over here and then did that tree and then did that tree and then I did this tree. And then pretty soon I'd done this whole forest.
Really? See what I mean?
Okay.
This is the woman that's accusing Trump of grabbing her up and violating her in a stall, which by the way, for all you dumbasses out there that don't know, she accused him of that, and a jury found him not guilty of rape. Okay.
So yeah, a jury of presumably her peers looked at her charges and said, nah, this didn't happen. This is bullshit.
Now, they didn't say that maybe he he grabbed her by the coochie, but not saying that's not how any of that works. Exactly.
Well,
yes. So I'm being very careful. But yeah, that's the kook. And you know, I wanted to show that because I knew exactly what Brandon Lesko was talking about because I've shown it before. She is cuckoo. cuckoo for freaking Cocoa Puffs.
So when was the first time you saw Donald Trump?
I was on an airplane coming back.
So here she is now. I think she's just disappointed.
Back to New York, where my car was
So now she was on an airplane.
parked, and I was asked by the stewardess, would I like to come up and sit in first class?
Where were you flying from?
You know, 35 years ago, I believe
35 years ago. What exact time? What date? I will tell you that whenever traumatic shit happens to you, you tend to remember all that kind of stuff. Because I've had some pretty traumatic shit fucking happen to me. Yes, she's a fucking nut job. No, you can say it. She is a fucking nut job. I've had some pretty drastic shit happen to me, and I remember the day. I remember laying out, sprawled out on a concrete pad with my leg bent up one direction and me looking the other direction after I got hit by a car. I tend to remember these kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you didn't make a note of this. You didn't write it down. What?
Or you didn't even think about it. You just sort of brushed it off. I mean, I would be like very concerned. This kind of thing. And I mean, I can understand if you're trying to block this kind of thing out, but dude, it has been 35 years and this is the first time that you're coming out about it. I mean, I would think 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, almost 30 years ago that you'd be talking about it. You're talking about one of the most well-known personalities in New York socialites, and you're just now deciding that you're going to come out. Yeah, you're in Generation of Time, 1993 summer. No, mine was 1986 on February 3rd. Driving to on a bicycle, riding all the way to church 2 days before I was supposed to go to basic. I got hit by a car, snapped my leg in two. I was supposed to go to basic in 2 days.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, with a cast wrapped around my leg. And the only thing that I was concerned about was making sure that they didn't put any steel plates in my leg, because they would not let you in the military if you had steel plates. No plates, no screws. I'm like, set that motherfucker. They're like, it's going to be painful. Set it. I don't care. Don't care.
Do it.
Don't plates, no screws. I needed to get out of town. I needed to get away from family that was screwy and weird and fucked up. And that was my only way out at this point in time. And so, yeah, I remember traumatic shit. If you asked me the specific date, no, I couldn't tell you, but I could tell you it was 2 days before I was supposed to go to basic. And if I had to punch it down, I could probably pull up all my military forms that had all that paperwork signed and all that kind of stuff. I was able to go back, and I could pull up my DD form 214 and be able to pull up what date I actually went in and when I actually was discharged from military, all of the awards, all the bullshit that I got while I was in the military.
Yep.
I've got all that information. I just don't have any need or desire to go after it. Like, I've had people say, well, you're a veteran, so why didn't you go for veterans benefits? It's like, I never served in a war. I don't have that kind of shit going on. That's not my life. I spent 4 years in the military as a mechanic, and about the most battle that I saw was me like battling a fucking migraine in the desert after getting heat stroke. So yeah, nothing compared to a lot of shit that a lot of people went through, and I don't feel that would be a good use of our government's resources. Sorry, man. Just being able to dial it down, being a consistent, reasonable person, and not being vague about it. Yeah, sorry. I get a little outrageous sometimes.
I believe it was Dallas. I believe it was Braniff Airlines. It was a 707, which is, of course, it's much smaller airplane than what.
So she had to do some research to get this kind of information.
It's flying today. But I was asked, would I like to come up to first class? Well, Braniff had great food. even in the coach section, they had great food. So, but I came up and I was seated in the first aisle seat in the first row.
Do you know why she picked you to come up?
I'm sorry.
Do you know why the flight attendant picked you to come up?
Well, I sort of made a judgment after the whole scene happened that the stewardess brought me up for entertainment value. That if I was entertaining Mr. Trump, then he was out of her hair. I'm making that assessment again. But he introduced himself. I think we shook hands.
Did you know who he was?
I did not know Donald Trump from a hole in the wall. I did not know New York. I did not know New York real estate. This was in 1979. So no, I was unaware. But as I said,
I got a question.
Introduced himself, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
I sat down.
Question.
They served
So she
very
said
nice
that
dinner,
35
a
years.
meal, and
35 years. I'm 37.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in 86. So I'm sorry, but the math doesn't check out there because she said 79 and 35 years. When was this interview done?
This interview was done. Let's see. We'll actually look right here. It was done 7 years ago.
Okay, 7 years. So 30. Okay. Never mind. Comment withdrawn.
No, I understand. It happens. Carroll interview. There was this old interview that I had. I'll have to search it out because it was something I had saved for a while because it was so twisted and disturbing. Just her responses to people.
Yeah.
after it was all cleared, why then he became inappropriate.
I think you said in the New York Times article that he asked you if you were married.
Yes, he did. He did. And I wasn't at that time. I had 2 kids to take care of, but I was divorced.
And were you talking during the meal?
We were chatting back and forth, and it was very innocuous. It was, generalities. It was nothing. He wasn't flirting, and I don't think I was flirting. We were just talking.
And then the meal finished.
Then the meal finished, and the stewardess cleared away the dishes and everything else like that. And it was like suddenly he's like encroaching on my side of the seat, and his hands were everywhere.
Did he say anything?
No, and I didn't either.
You didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
You say his hands were everywhere. Can you be specific?
Well, he was grabbing my breasts and trying to turn me towards him, and
this is so correct. All planes are relatively small that I've been on. 79. So small. The smile on her face. Yeah. Of course she's got a smile on her face because she knows it's bullshit. And I was so surprised the first time that I ever flew in a private airplane. We're talking like a Learjet, that kind of airplane. How fucking small they actually are.
Oh yeah, they're tiny.
And I mean, I'm not like the 6'7" guy or anything like that. I'm 6 foot. I may have shrunk a little bit over the fucking years because I'm getting fucking old. But last time I took my height, that was 6 foot, like straight up 6 foot. That was what, 30 years ago, something like that. Here's the problem. At 6 foot, I have to duck walking into one of these little planes, and then whenever you sit down, it's like the plane is like right here. It's just so damn small and tiny. And they make you sit those seats forward and all that kind of crap, but they are so freaking tiny. And of course you see like these TV shows where they make the plane look like everybody's all spread out and luxurious. And I guarantee the only reason they're doing that is because it's like being on a short bus, except on an airplane. It's crazy how tiny they are. And then of course you're looking at something that's like a 747 or 737 or any of those bigger planes where you have like the middle seats that are right there in between everybody else. Yeah, that just no, they're not like that. Those small private planes are even smaller, and big planes are pretty crazy. Is the paint talking? Yeah, Abomination. 15 billion, not 1.5 billion. 20 border walls to Ukraine, however much. Yeah. Abomination's catching up over there on the Rumble side. It is quite a bit of money that's being spent on Ukraine and humanitarian aid and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that you can't send humanitarian aid and help out another country that might be in distress. But we are not the fucking world police. And the fact that we're starting a war with Iran, Iraq, we're starting wars in Syria, we're starting more shit that's going on. And I'm telling you, people are fed up of this shit, and they are not calm. They're not going to go away calm on this bull crap. What is that? Gutters, how will be my normal questioning self, even though I'm not a fan of Trump. I do have a tie of his company's creation. Still have it. Yeah, absolutely. No, you don't have to be a fan of Trump. And here's the thing. I've said this before on my channel multiple times. You don't have to be a fan of Trump and call out bullshit whenever you see it. And I'm talking about left, right, center. It does not fucking matter to me. I don't like any of it. I don't like the politics. I don't like the bullshit that's involved in it. And I feel that it is probably my sole duty to call out the bullshit. Do I think that Trump is the be all end all savior of the race of humanity and all this kind of crap? No, he's just another fucking dude. But I think that he's a better option than the other ones that you might have. That's just me personally. But if you came at me and you said, no, I'm voting for Biden, I would be like, well, kudos to you. Hopefully my vote cancels out your vote. Other than that, I really don't care. Vote how you feel. Vote your conscience. Be who you are. She told Anderson Cooper in one interview that, yeah, she is a whack job. Yeah, absolutely, Lynn Dalton. I completely agree with that. She is a complete fucking whack job.
And kissing me. And then after a bit, that's when his hands started going. I was wearing a skirt, and his hands started going towards my knee and up my skirt. And that's when I said, I don't need this. And I got up.
Is that literally what you said?
I don't know if I said it out loud or whether, but
That's what you were thinking.
You're welcome, Lynn Dalton. I'm glad that you got it. I appreciate it.
I do remember thinking the guy in the other seat, why doesn't he say something? I mean,
could other people see?
Well, why is he not going to say anything? Because it never happened. It's amazing. If it didn't happen, why would anybody say anything?
The guy in the seat across the aisle could see. And I kept thinking, well, maybe the stewardess is going to come and he'll stop. But she never came.
Do you know how long that went on for?
She was, not feeling it.
Not real long. No, I would say just about, 15 minutes? That's long enough.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Did he actually kiss you?
Yeah.
On the face, on the lips?
Wherever he could find a landing spot, yes.
Sure.
And, 15 minutes is a very long time.
Well, it seemed like forever. So, but I got up, got my bag, and I went back to the coach section. And I went all the way back to the tail of the airplane, the last seat in the last aisle, and sat down. And when the plane landed, I made sure that I was the last person off the plane.
Because?
I didn't want to run into him.
Did at any point you say anything to the flight attendant? Or?
No, we didn't. Women didn't at that point. I don't even know if they do it now, but no. If I complained to my boss, he would have said, but that's the rigors of the road. You're a traveling sales rep.
That's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
And this was, you're saying 19,
I think it was 1979.
do you remember the actual date or anything like that?
No.
Do you remember what time of year it was?
I want to say fall.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever tell people at that time?
No.
Anybody? Friends?
No. Didn't tell my boss, didn't tell my coworkers, didn't tell the other women in my, we had secretaries, but I was the only woman traveling salesperson.
Didn't tell her friends,
Um,
girlfriends, mom.
No, I didn't tell
other
anybody. I didn't tell my
female
family. I didn't
members?
tell.
Nope.
That's usually, and I will.
I
Sorry.
have questions.
Go ahead.
I'm like, I don't know if this is my experience, but people blab about every little thing to like their close circle of people.
Yes.
People that they don't think is actually going to get back around to their work and whatnot. All I'm really getting at is just, so for 35 years, you didn't say anything to anybody about any of this. I'm not saying it's, I'm not saying she, I'm not trying to call her a liar. I'm just saying I have questions.
Seems a little odd. Let's put it this way: there was a female rock band that was pretty well known. Back in the 80s, 90s, they're pretty well known, and I just happened to run into one of those musicians. I will not say what band it was, and got a little bit of action from one of them, and I let everybody know. It's like, damn, can you believe that? It was just like, and they were just like, you didn't realize who that is. I was like, yeah, like that's pretty damn awesome. But here's the thing about it is, now that I'm older, I'm just like, nobody really cares. Like Whoopi Twang. That was back in the 90s whenever I was young. I'm actually now I'm a happily married man.
Yeah.
Does it give me what promotion does that give me in whatsoever that I did something back in my teens, early 20s? Nothing does nothing for me. And same way with her, but for her now it becomes how can I use this to promote my book, my bullshit? Yeah, she's just kooky. She is kooky.
Yeah, the interview showing the painted trees and the rocks and all that just kind of doesn't, I'm sorry, it just doesn't paint the picture of a stable person. I'm just saying.
No. I've got another one I'm going to show you, but this is one of them.
I didn't tell anybody.
And, some people hearing that might say, well, why wouldn't you say something?
Again, remember the time and the place. I felt fortunate to have this job. I was being paid very well.
You were the only woman sales rep.
That's right. It was a man's job. And I got it because the company wanted a token woman. And I was delighted to be that.
When you went back to coach and were sitting there, I mean, was your thinking, oh, this is just boys will be boys? I mean, that this was your thinking of the time, or were you thinking this is assault?
Well, I was pretty shook up. Yeah, I remember being thankful that it was quiet and it was, I could sort of get myself collected. But no, I didn't, as I said, I didn't ask the stewardess or complain to the stewardess. I didn't complain to the airlines. I didn't tell my boss about it. I didn't tell my family about it. It just was, that's some of the times that would happen on the road.
Did you ever see Donald Trump again in person?
Yeah, when I quit the paper company, I came to New York City and I got a job at the Humane Society on 59th Street. And
seems like a downgrade
story.
They had a fancy gala at Saks Fifth Avenue, and I got to go and represent the Humane Society because I had this fabulous dress, And
Uh-huh.
I got to hand out the tickets for the tables and everything else like that. It was a New York glittering night, and the women were dressed beautifully and everything. And up to the table comes Donald Trump. And he,
Sure.
I hand the ticket for his table, and he looks at me and he says, "I remember you. You're the woman from the airplane." Now, he used another word.
What did he say?
Probably
It's
called her-
obscene.
he probably called her a fucking cunt. Just saying. Oh, you're the cunt from the airplane. I doubt that happened also.
Yeah, I have questions.
Yeah.
Please,
Of course, it sounds like an Amber Heard testimony. Of course. Of course, for someone traumatized. No, and not to take away from anybody that's been traumatized. Sometimes people handle trauma a different way. And I've known people that they become very smiley whenever trauma, they're discussing it, because they're trying to alleviate that from their mind. And the only way that they know how to do that is in some sort of humor. So no, I'm not saying anything about that. It is completely not abnormal. Has she been traumatized by somebody? There's a big possibility. Do I think it was Trump? I very much doubt it, but I wasn't there. I have no proof of it. Neither does she. That's the problem. That's the discussion right here. Does she have any proof that this ever happened? Did this happen, or is it one of those things that she just fucking made up along the way? You don't know. You don't know, because there's nothing about it.
yeah, I seriously wonder, because I would imagine that there's, I mean, and I know this is probably going way back. I mean, it's probably, if it does exist, it's in a filing cabinet in the back room of some storage unit, like, wherever. But I'm like, when you buy a plane ticket, even back in those days, I mean, you had to give your, address, your name, your, basic information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that gets recorded because your name has to be on the plane manifest. Because if the plane goes down, they need to know everybody who was on that plane. I seriously, I'm like, can you not just look back through financial records, look back through a lot of stuff? I know it's not easy. I know it would be a very hard thing to do, because I mean, it's going back to the pre-digital age. But I mean, is there not some way to get somebody to go back and look through those records and find out when that exact date was, when that supposed, what that flight was, that supposed, I should say, I should say alleged flight, and like find out when, and if that, like, was she ever on a plane with Donald Trump in 1979? Please, there's got to be some way to check that.
Well,
I'm just saying. I feel like there should be some way to find that.
I'm sure you dig down deep enough, you can find this stuff. That's the thing. It's just like, here. This is an old interview with her. This is one that I saw way back.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the way that she acts, and I will tell you, if you look at her here and you look at her in this interview, you're going to see some completely different aspects of this person. You have to remember that, God, how did that joke go? And I just heard it recently. It's like little Jimmy walks in on his mom and dad and sees dad wearing leather chaps and mom wearing a nurse's outfit, and they're getting it on.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, Jimmy, go to your room, get out of here, leave.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy leaves. And dad, is like, finishes up, and it's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes, son, be chill. And so he goes back and sees little Jimmy. Walt opens up the door and Jimmy is having sex with grandma. And he was just like, Jimmy, what in the hell are you doing? Jimmy looks at Dad and says, now, how do you like it whenever it's your mother? I heard that joke. I'm just like, oh God, that's so wrong. That's so wrong on so many levels. Because you're just like, no, dude.
That paints a picture, doesn't it?
It paints a picture, but little Jimmy's being traumatized. He's like, what are you doing? Well, how does it feel when it's your mother? And that's an old joke, and I don't remember who the comedian. If I can find, I think I have it on Twitter because it was so goddamn funny. I saved it. I was like, this is damned hilarious. And the guy that tells it is so much better than me at telling jokes, as I'm horrible at them. Where is it? I will find it, because it is. When I saw the joke, I was like, I got it. That's wrong in so many levels, but it is so funny.
I sent you something.
You hear it, you're just like, wait, what? Huh? That's crazy. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I'm finding it because it is the way that this guy told the story was so perfect. Oh, I'm looking for it. Nope. I've got so much stuff for Monday.
Hey, well, there you go. I put something down there in the present window.
Okay.
You'll love this.
End stage. Here we go. Say Dad. Same thing. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That is so true. Well, so I did find, I couldn't find that, but I did find part of Elon's Neuralink, and here it is.
C'est la 2. Oui, attendez, parce que je mets. Attendez, parce qu'il y a mon ex. Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Ouais, voilà. Parce que c'est le. Non, visiblement, ça ne marche pas. Attends. Attends.
We got to work out the kinks. And no, we're not talking about those kinks.
It's just this first part of it is like, what was the studying he had before? Makes you wonder, what was the studying he had before?
We call that the stranger on easy mode.
Nope, you don't accept an interview because it's so dramatic. Can't talk about it without crying or pausing at length. Well, and also I'm saying that there's a possibility you can get over shit. You can be, that's it, nothing else. That is about damn true. That is about damn true. But here is the interview that I saw. So this is in 1995. Okay. Put this in perspective. 1995. Most of you weren't even born at this point.
All right, we'll straighten this out for you. I know you're confused. That was a bumper, allegedly showing you the kind of work our guest does. Our guest is E. Jean Carroll. In addition to taking questions on America's Talking every day between 3 and 4 in the afternoon.
4 and 5. 4 and 5.
Hey, first specific error of a producer tonight.
She's not unattractive.
Right.
Not unattractive.
Written 3 and 4. That's what Tom Snyder always says. Oh, what? How'd that happen? Oh, I'm sorry. Get that boy. Get Wayne Farr. Get him out here. Between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, E. Jean is going to be taking your calls on Talking Food tonight. 212-398-2300. So give us a call. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you, you handsome rogue dog.
Thank you, you woman who doesn't believe in marriage. That's why.
Just see the look on her face. It's just
oh
like
God, here we go.
woman that doesn't believe in marriage. She's like, oh.
Well, I'd like to tell you there, Bobby, to say that's the look of somebody who just got their shit stood up in the middle of court there. Somebody just got showed up right on national television, and it's there for everybody to see.
Oh, it's amazing.
Are you married?
Shaking your hands, not right now.
How long?
I'm
How
a
many
little
times have
sad
you
that I
been
didn't
married?
get to bring out Hank Hill for Sunday's AI stories.
No.
I've been practicing my Hank Hill.
Well, I got Boomhauer down pretty damn good. Don't understand what's on this. You don't know why I get done seeing them when you get there. Whenever you got done,
There you go.
Okay, Hank. You know what I mean? It's just like, yep, we got you, Boomhauer. We got you, Boomhauer. There is a good one that I have also of that pretty much depicts it. Oh my God, where is it? Yep, here it is. It is the State of the Union address. I do have the State of the Union address that will be coming to you. Yep, got State of the Union address. Yep, there you go.
Ah, yes. I'm excited for the State of the Union. To say the president comes out and speaks to Congress that if he sees a shadow, $6 more billion for Ukraine.
No, that would be a low amount. We're talking.
It's a joke.
We're talking 70 billion.
It's a Groundhog Day reference.
I know. Sorry, I just want to call in.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
No,
if he goes out there, he speaks in front of Congress that if he sees a shadow, another 70 billion to Ukraine.
She sees her shadow, she might fall off the planet.
How old were you the first time?
How old was I the first time? At 30, something like that.
Oh, you were mature.
Well, hold it for a second. You've seen my work tonight.
Yeah.
I wasn't mature. I wasn't. You're against marriage, though.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I just want
She's
people
not
to wait.
unattractive.
They call into the show.
I'm willing to wait.
Little girls calling 20. They're going to get married. They
Yeah.
haven't even dated more than 2 people. They don't even have a good job. They don't have any exhilaration. They've never.
Sounds
had
like the
any
kind of person I'm
adventure.
looking for. No, I actually have a very good relationship in my life, but not married. I'm sort of one of those
You're
outlaw.
not going to get married again, are
I'm
you?
an outlaw guy who lives with. I live with, like,
See, that's
live
smart.
with somebody.
Unless you're going to have children.
Well, then I might get
Then
married.
you might
Then
get married.
I'm out. I do have a child. Do you have any
Of course
children?
you do. No.
Really? You want some? How do you feel about that?
What?
The fact that at this stage of your life you don't have any offspring?
Yeah, but here's the way I look at it. I'm now devoting my life to helping others.
Get out of here. You have any
Imagine.
TV, so that's the main thing.
That's it. I'm on
Didn't
TV.
she say she
I don't
had 2
need
kids
to date.
whenever
I don't need anybody.
this happened?
You know,
with
there are no
Trump?
longer any first acts in American life. There are no first acts.
Was that Kaiser?
I swear, when she was talking about like the event, like whenever she was like talking about what happened in '79 with Trump, that she said she had 2 kids, and now here she's saying she doesn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, did I hear that right?
Mm-hmm. It's all a show. It's all for show. Feminism test before it ruined the world. Show your gums, honey. Show your gums. No, I mean, like, she's got, outside of, the big, the big grin, she actually is not an unattractive woman.
Right.
And so you're just like, okay. But does she rise to the level of being like, I'm going to hit that? I don't know.
Acts in American life. Your life starts when you're on TV. And everyone in America, I think, is actually on one level or another trying to get on television.
Everybody has a talk show.
Most people.
Look at the depths to which they have.
God, everybody has a talk show. Everybody has a talk show. Now everybody has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
With a muzzle, she ain't bad. There you go. That's right. Got it, Phil.
So you and I are on TV.
Sure.
Dogs. You and
I know.
I. Could they get any lower?
Oh, yeah.
What, like with whom?
Oh, we could go out. We could net some people down at
Like
Thompson
who?
Square Park and get them out. It'd be lower.
You think?
Yes, it is possible to go lower than
We
we
would
are.
have Pam, the makeup woman, put some makeup,
Pam
do
is
the
good,
hair,
yeah.
give them a little wardrobe. They'd be fabulous. I tell you, anybody can have a talk show. Anybody.
Well, I think that's the direction in which we're headed. That most people are, in fact, having talk shows.
Yeah.
We have somebody on the line with a
Strange
question.
how
Want to
this
take it?
is
Good God.
pathetic.
I like doing this, but I'm going to give you the call. Do you want to take it,
Let's
viewer,
take it.
or do
Let's
you want to
take it.
continue to chat with me?
I mean, she has probably the prettiest white teeth you ever came across. I'm just saying.
Let's chat with you.
Chat with me.
And then take the call.
All right, Barbara in Decatur, Illinois. Just hold on a second. I want to read something that you wrote. First off, you were Miss Cheerleader USA. You were.
Imagine that, Miss Cheerleader USA. Mm-hmm.
You were Miss
Isn't that
Cheerleader.
Queen of all the cheerleaders. Queen of all the cheerleaders.
Now,
Can you imagine?
does that give you special access to the?
Oh, hell no. Universe Manifest will tell you they didn't know who the hell was on the plane half the time.
What I'm saying is that there's somebody who could dig in a filing cabinet somewhere if you paid him enough.
There's a lot of surface for bleach. I wasn't saying that there was any bleach on there. There's a lot of white stuff.
All-American team that year, the football team. It doesn't. How did you? In this wide world we live in, how did you ever become Miss Cheerleader?
They had me down at Disney World, and we
Wait,
led
it starts much
cheers
sooner than that in life. Why did you want to be a cheerleader?
because
Oh, God damn it.
cheerleaders are the queens of young society. Cheerleaders are
Amazing, huh?
the height.
I think
Cheerleaders
I
are the
found a
goddesses
picture of her
grade
in her
school, high school,
cheerleading
and college.
days.
So she wanted to be a goddess. She wanted to be queen. I wasn't talking about her neck. She's not wearing any pearl necklace. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you wanted to be a goddess, and now and that is that sort of extended into being a columnist, being a goddess of information.
No,
beyond television?
after cheerleading, it was all
She is not wearing a pearl necklace, damn it, today.
downhill.
No, I know what you
I
mean.
know,
Same for me
yeah.
after high school. It
Right.
was all
You love
downhill.
the cheerleaders, didn't you?
I actually, when I was at the University of Pennsylvania, they had male cheerleaders, and I actually tried out to be a cheerleader.
You did.
No, but I don't think my voice, which is yes, I did.
You
I
did. What
absolutely
did you wear? A little skirt?
I
and
wore
panties?
no.
What did you
They
wear? Oh,
were talking Ivy League schools had male cheerleaders. They still
that's
do.
true.
So she's talking this kind of stuff in this day and age. She would be like considered homophobic and all kinds of crap if she said these kind of things that she's saying right now. Oh, you wore a cute little outfit. You wore a little skirt. What are you? Some sort of fag? That's kind of shit she's saying. Oh man, she'd be canceled in a fucking heartbeat right now. She looks like she's taking a dump right there. Just
Yeah. I think I found a
And,
picture
no, I remember
of her
this
cheerleading days. I put it in the private chat. You could see it if you want to.
of her cheerleading days. Let me see. This. I did find it. There we go. Her cheerleading days. I found her cheerleading days. There you go. Yeah. Ride my back. I'm bareback. Sorry, that was so bad.
I'm going to hell.
Y'all, I met cheerleaders at reunion. I did. Okay.
I'll show you what we had to do. This is what we had to do. It was like this. We had to do a little thing like that.
Wait,
Hell,
wait.
Pennsylvania. What?
Here, let's try it. Let's see how high you can kick. Come on.
Wait, no, male cheerleaders
No,
didn't
let's
kick.
see. No, come on. Kick. Let's see. Come on.
Wait a
Okay,
second.
come
I
on.
don't, the last time I did something like this, I have to stretch my
Let's do a
hamstring.
little kick, Bill. Come on, babe. Can you kick up to my head? Whoa!
I had. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do
He's only fucking 5 foot tall anyway. I mean, what do you expect?
the radio now.
Hey.
I'll see you later.
Ah, I can't.
Okay.
Man. Whoa.
Let's go to that phone call.
Barbara
Kate, help me.
Decatur.
Help me here. Come on. Good.
Very good.
All right, thank you. We have Barbara. Save me here, Barbara.
Oh, save you.
Thanks, Barbara. Decatur, Illinois.
Yes, and it's
You're on.
okay. It's Mattoon, not Mattoon.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry.
Illinois.
Roll.
It's only
That's two
45
mistakes.
minutes from here.
Is that my mistake? How is it spelled?
Mattoon.
Mattoon.
Uh-huh.
Host error.
Barbara.
Pardon?
That's my mistake.
Okay.
That's not Wayne Fong's error. Of course,
Okay.
he
I got
did
more press-
hear me read it during rehearsal.
Okay.
He heard the read, but I'll take the shot. For that.
You rehearsed? When did you rehearse?
Kate and I ran through that opening 8 or 9 times.
You never did. I saw you come in here with 30 seconds
No,
to go.
I was reading the thing to Wayne because Wayne
On the way in?
was nodding off. The producer said, "Wayne, wake up!" And I read the intro, and he got perked up and interested in the show again.
Yeah, I saw you in makeup 5 minutes before the show, and you came in here with
Well, I read the intro to Wayne. I said,
Okay.
Mattoon. I said, how does that get to be the medical capital? He didn't know, so he had to read the press release and find out. Do you have a question for E. Gene here? We're wandering now. Let's get back on course.
Yeah, I have a more serious question, very serious question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Abomination over on the Rumble. I hadn't scrolled down in a while. So Trump's the kind of guy that could have any woman. Yet somehow he remembers this woman from one plane ride. Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, get 4chan on the case. Good luck with that. They told an awful thing. The Thing reboot. Yes, that is an awful joke. Thank you, Abomination, for calling me out on it. It is a horrible joke, but it's still funny.
Question.
What is it?
How do you get over having a breakup after 6 years of being with a person?
Were you married?
You just get your ass up and move the fuck on. 6 years after being in a relationship, just move the fuck on. But listen to her story because it's hilarious. It'll just make you go, "Oh Jesus, woman."
No.
And when did you break up?
A week ago Tuesday.
Oh, honey.
Oh, so
That's
you're in the
rough.
pain phase, the big
That's
pain.
rough. Do you have some good friends?
Not really.
See, that's what you need. You need some good girlfriends. Are you going to church?
No.
All right. Do you have a family?
Yeah, but I don't talk to them because they didn't like the relationship.
Oh, honey, see, this is the thing. You need somebody to turn to. I'm glad you called the show.
Could some, in the case of this, could they move in with you and could you help them personally?
No, because you know
Just
what?
checking.
Here's the thing,
My God.
Barbara. Now I know you have some friends there. Who's the person you're closest to?
It seems like my son, and he's 23.
Okay. Here's the thing. You just need to sit down and talk this out with some people, right?
Well, I go to a counselor once a week, and she's been ill. So I've had to call the crisis center, mental health, twice over this breakup.
Honey,
Sweetheart, you're calling a crisis center over a breakup. I'm beginning to think there's a good reason why this guy left.
Yeah.
Just saying. Sweetheart, if you're calling a crisis center, there are deeper issues than this breakup, and you did not need to be in a relationship. There's my thought. There is no advice here whatsoever. I'm just saying. Barbara, shame.
why did you break up?
I found out I've known he's had other women in the 6 years. He had enough nerve to bring her in the home when I had a breakdown and had sex with her in my bed in front of my son.
Oh.
I'm glad that you...
You heard that, right? Had sex in the bed in front of her son, which is 23 years old, by the way.
Junior's got some splaining to do.
Just the look on her face is like,
broke up.
Barbara, he was not.
Your life is on a better trajectory. You may be in pain right now, but say to yourself, why would I want to be with someone like that? Even though you've got the pain of the separation and all the things that go with it, why would you want to be with somebody who did that to you? And also think of it like this. It's a storm and it will pass. It may take a couple of weeks. It may not take a couple of weeks.
Longer than that.
You never know.
Months,
Really?
maybe 2 years. Right?
2 years?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Barbara, your heart is just broken, right? Barbara, do you have a job?
No, I'm getting ready to go back to school.
Good. See, here's the thing, Barbara. Your life right now is in the bottom of a... Do you just feel like you're down at the bottom of something?
Yeah.
All right.
On top of this, I'm 450 pounds.
Oh, honey, you know...
Now I know that I'm not a small man, but
I saw this interview and I was like, are they making this shit up? Are they punking her? I'm 450 pounds. It's just like, oh, wow. Okay.
You know why the man got away, right? Because you couldn't catch him.
Make this great advice gets cut off by a wench trying to be the end all be all. But she's 450. 450.
Oh my Lord.
What? You know what? It can go nowhere but up from now, Barbara. I'm telling you. Okay, so are you drinking?
I do, with medication that I take Paxil.
Uh-huh.
And with
Are you drinking? Yeah, I take it with Paxil. I do a fifth of gin with Paxil.
Yeah, Paxil is used to treat depression, including major depressive disorders. Paxil is also used to treat panic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, panic anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD. That's according to Google. Yeah, okay. So she's on the hard stuff.
Don't worry, little Debbie was the first love.
medication I take, I can't have alcohol.
Okay. Are you doing drugs at all?
No.
All right. So you're ahead. All right.
You're taking Paxil. You're doing fucking drugs. Any sort of drugs you're taking, you're doing drugs. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Right? It's that's some hard SSRIs right there.
Exactly. Good evening, MLS.
Hey, Dave.
We're just having a shit show tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome to the shit show, but he beat me to it.
Sure. Yeah. Right now, don't worry about being overweight. That's the last thing you have to worry about. All right.
Don't worry
at least until you have a heart attack.
Don't worry, you're not going to live long enough to be heartbroken for long. Trust me, that feeling in your chest of pain that you're thinking is heartbreak. No, that's just cholesterol stopping your ass up. Sorry. All right, so yeah.
No, your heart, standing on your chest in the morning going, I'm out of here, prick.
You're ahead, but 300 behind.
I want you to feed yourself so you feel good, okay?
Yeah.
Eat 4 or 5.
No. Do you hear her advice?
I think she's going to eat more fiber.
No, listen to her advice. Don't worry about your weight.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the advice of this columnist that's giving her advice on how to handle a horrible situation that she's in.
All right. You got your son. You've got your counselor. Yeah. Right now, don't worry about being overweight. That's the last thing you have to worry about. All right. I want you to feed yourself so you feel good. Okay.
Yeah.
Eat 4 or 5 times a day, little meals. Right. So you feel good, and do a little bit of exercise. Can you do 5 minutes a day?
Yeah.
That'll raise your spirits.
Yeah. See, I dropped 130 pounds, and then I added it back on because.
Don't worry about your weight. Eat more. That will help. She said eat more. Yes.
And then she said she dropped 130 pounds and then gained it back.
Yes. And added more on top of it.
I can't. I can't.
Just shaking your head. Just like, this is the advice they were giving back in 1990s. Just so you know. Little Debbie loves this coach.
Because after I found out what he had done to me while I was in the hospital with a breakdown.
Many people eat, obviously, substitute food for love. I think one of the smartest, what I would suggest would be get to somebody who is a specialist in handling morbid obesity. Put yourself on that program. Stay on the program. You never waver from the program. Do exactly what the doctor tells you. After a long period of time, you will reemerge like a butterfly from a caterpillar.
It's true.
It's
Yeah. Now she says that. Okay. This is much respect to this young lady right here. And watch. This is impressive.
Oh yeah, I saw this. This is actually really cool.
This is so damn cool. Check this out. Look at her face. Look what she's doing. And what, I can't play the music because the music behind it is so it'll get me booted.
Yeah.
What does she do? She starts busting her ass. just constantly. Already she's starting to look better. And the transformation. No liposuction, no addition to anything. She knows that, yeah, she's never going to have the perfect body. But you know what? Do you think she feels better then or now?
Much respect on that.
That's respect. And I saw that. I was like, hell yeah. Girl, get it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Still not my body type. I mean, I'm not attracted to her. I'm sure somebody might be, but that's not my body type whatsoever. But I'm like, damn, way to fucking go. You know, and it's the same way that whenever I see, you know, some, you know, that in this day and age, being morbidly obese is, they don't understand what that is. And to basically go out, get that exercise, and just any little bit just to do it really is helpful. And sitting there, this bitch telling to go eat something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yes, the man has better advice. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But it's
eat
healthy.
less and get on a treadmill.
Yeah. And I mean, it takes time. It takes time and effort. And I mean, I had a really good friend that passed away. It's been well over 30 years now. Because of being obese. He was at one point he was 600 pounds, and that was after he lost 300 of it. Okay.
Jeez.
Yes. And we're talking about a guy that was 6'7", 6'8". I mean, he's not like a little dude, like imposing. But
Big boy.
He would tell his story of, you know, because he would come over to my brother-in-law's, hang out, and, you know, just because, you know, he liked the company. He's a real fun guy, really, really great to hang out with. And he would say that he would eat meal before he would come over for dinner. For, you know, if you put this into perspective, 4 cheeseburgers, 5 orders of fries, snack cakes, 5 or 6 of those, and a large Diet Coke. And this is what he would have from as a in between from breakfast to lunch. Like he would stop in and pull in at Burger King, feeling like he needed to just, you know, sort of park over there and eat all of these Whoppers and fries, and then swallow it down with a large Diet Coke. And it's not healthy. It's not and he knew it. He knew that he was feeling bad.
It's an addiction.
It is. And he would tell you 100 times over, this is, in his family, this is the way he was raised, is because you would have breakfast, you'd have lunch, you'd have dinner, you'd have snacks in between. And there was always food there constantly. So it was just a constant eating kind of thing. And it was sort of a comfort to deal with whatever trauma that he was dealing with, is sort of the way that he was. And it's scary and it's sad, you know, and at a ripe old age of 40, his heart failed him because it just couldn't pump enough blood to the rest of his body. And it's rough. And I feel for anybody that, you know, has issues with being overweight, but this fucking psycho bitch just telling her, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just go eat something." That's worse.
Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. Let's go. Oh, here we go.
Thank you very much. I will take a break, and we will continue with E. Jean Carroll from America's Talking. We'll be back right after this. She's taking your phone calls at 212-398-2300. We'll be right back. This is the Robin Lee Show. I'm Bill Boggs, in for Robin Leach. Our guest is E. Jean Carroll. You saw a sample, actually monologue type part of her show on Americans Talking. She takes people's questions and comments. Let's get right to another call, and then I want to ask.
Wait a minute, I want to ask you, how come you know so much about women? Because you handled that call really well.
Life.
Yeah, you have.
Unlike her, unlike her.
You were particularly tender with her, though.
Well, geez, I've broken up with somebody. I know what it feels like. I've been there.
But you talked to her.
I've been like the cover of Only the Lonely in my life.
So she's supposed to be an advice columnist, and he handled it much better than she did.
Mm-hmm. She's acknowledging that.
It feels like to really be in the pits.
How many times have you been in love? Really in love?
3.
3.
Something like that.
You start talking to any of them?
I talked. Yes, I have very good relations with the people with whom I've gone through and gone out of life. How about you? You've been married twice.
Gone
Get along with your ex-husband?
Very well. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm actually very close friends with my ex-wife.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Yeah, and she's had good relationships with every guy that she's been with.
Leslie Bennett.
But do you flirt with her? I flirt with my ex-husband.
I don't even flirt with people I'm not married. Wasn't married to. I'm not a flirter.
Oh, why?
Never
not?
have been. Never got the art of flirting down.
Well, you're flirting right now.
No, I'm not.
You flirt with the camera.
That's different. That's an inanimate object. See, like I told you, I never got flirting down.
You got
All right, let's go to Jody. Oh, I remember. There was once a Jody, actually.
There was a Jody.
This probably isn't that Jody. Jody, you're on the line. Where are you calling from, Jody?
I'm calling from Champaign, Illinois.
Whoa, another Illinois.
Okay,
Yes,
Jody.
I'm near Decatur.
What can we do for you?
Well, I'm calling because I'm a 49-year-old single woman who's never been married. I consider myself well educated, but at the same time, I find it difficult to meet gentlemen who are of the caliber I want to date.
Oh, Jody, there's nothing in the whole world is easier. You live in Champaign. That's a university town, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Do you like sports?
Well, I do, and I'm closely involved.
No, I can see where this is going. This is not a good idea. Just so you know, not a good idea.
Not only in sports, but all the arts here in the city.
Jody?
Yes.
Do you like freshmen? Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking, Jody.
Correct
We need to
answer.
get the complete profile before we can help you. Go ahead. Keep going.
Now, Jody, pick up the sports pages. Read them. You got to learn how
Jesus.
men think and where the athletic events are, right?
Okay.
You know where the baseball games are, the softball games, the volleyball games? You show up, Jody,
With a cock in your mouth.
cooler full of beer.
I think the type of person that you would attract in that situation is probably not what I think that she's after. Just saying.
Spoken like a true all-American cheerleader. Exactly. Just show up with a cooler full of beer. Have we heard of anything that that might be considered date graping? Just saying that
God.
All right.
Better yet, show up with some tequila. I mean, shirts come off with tequila.
They're going to be hot and sweaty playing. Right? This is what you do. Yes, you bring them a beer. Oh, hot.
His face.
Yeah, right at that softball
Like,
game.
this is a terrible idea.
Do you like bars, Jody?
Oh, God, no.
Not the bars.
Oh, Jesus. Her bad advice just continues on and on. Hey, Jody, why don't you take your ass to church and go meet a good Christian man? Because he'll probably violate you a lot worse than some guy in a bar. How's that? Go meet a priest. Jesus.
I have frequented them, and what I find is they're only interested in one-night stands, and that's not my
What do you think Jean Carroll is interested in at this point in her life? Do you think she's interested in having kids? Or do you think she's interested in showing up with a beer in hand and a one-night stand?
Yeah.
I think that's why I suspect all her bullshit about Trump is a made-up story. She has got the worst fucking advice and probably the worst dating manners ever in the fucking world. She is a dimwit. She said she has standards. Bars have one standard, 21.
Yeah.
At this point, she is not 21. Just so you know, she's not 21. She probably wasn't even 21 in 1979. Just saying.
What is her actually? I'm just curious now.
So in 1995, you can do the math. You're better at math than me. I do horrible math. No, this is 1995. This is 1995. It is 80s logic, though.
Okay, Elizabeth Jean Carroll, born December 12th, 1943.
So in 1995, she would have been, what, in her 40s?
I'm doing the math. 1995. 52.
Doesn't look bad for 52.
No.
Like I said, in the 70s, she wasn't even 25.
Pleasure.
All right.
I'm a more. Well, I've got more in life to offer people than one night stand.
You got a great dog, Jody?
Actually, I have a beautiful cat named Maxie.
Get a dog. Get a big, muscular, macho.
Somebody call Drex immediately.
Go get a dog. Go get a dog. You notice how he's cutting her off? Just like, here on the next caller is like, oh, Jesus Christ. Do you think she has a thing for dogs? I don't know. At 52.
Well, considering she had like her shed door painted with all the names of all of her dogs. Just saying.
Road dogs. That's it.
Right.
Walk that dog 4 times a day, right? She's going to be out for a romantic
By the dorm.
encounter,
Walk the
right?
dog by the dorm.
Get out of here with that freshman.
Hey, it's a different world. If you're talking to a 49-year-old man, you'd ask him if he was interested in freshmen.
Well,
Women, fresh women. All right, go ahead. Keep going, Eugene.
let's see. What kind of car do you drive?
Well, I have a Buick Regal.
No.
Yeah,
you
you got to tell
something
me
fast and sporty.
You got a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So you get a dog. You have $1,000 for a dog and a couple cases of imported beer and a Ferrari. You got a man.
That's all I need is $30 million, and I'll be in. Right?
The thing is, you got to just leave your house, Jody, and just get out there. The best place to meet men is on the street. You just see somebody cool coming toward you, stop him. Drop your purse, drop your change, hand him a beer, hand him a $5 bill.
This is a woman giving women
This
advice.
is the worst
on how
advice
to deal with a man. Jesus Christ. No, she's completely sane. Just so you know, she is completely sane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you see somebody say, my name is such and such, that's how you do it. The street is the #1 place to meet a guy.
So in other words, what we're suggesting is that you open up like a
Yes, I guarantee you, if you're a street worker, you can meet plenty of guys. Especially late at night, find like the red light district, you'll meet plenty of guys. Just hit him. Woman privilege, yeah. It's funny and it's cute. I mean, I'm not disparaging on her over that shit. I mean, that's they are bantering, and he is pretty funny with her. So
a portable beer business. You actually go around giving beer to people. You know, it's like the Johnny Appleseed of Budweiser. It's going from street to street until somebody comes home with you. That's it. All right, thank you very much. Good luck. And if you're in New York City, I'll recognize you. Phil from New York. Phil, you're on the line.
yeah, I would recognize some woman coming up and handing me a fucking beer in New York City. Sorry.
Yeah.
I never met a boyfriend on the street. My legs don't open like that. That's right, Buffer B.
Good to know.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. How are you, Phil?
Okay,
Good.
I got a question.
Go.
I had a relationship with somebody for about 10 years, and on and off, and she just ignored.
Let me guess. You had a relationship for 10 years on and off. She just ignored the weight problem. She just got really large. Next thing you know, she's 450 pounds. And one day her son walked in on me like paying some other Irony runs deep in Illinois. Sorry.
Me now altogether. I'm wondering whether it's worth renewing the relationship.
They must be married. Are you married, Phil?
No, never.
She's ignoring you and you're not married.
No.
Are you living together?
No,
And are you dating?
we were.
And you're not dating anymore?
No,
She's not interested in you anymore. When women start ignoring you, They just lose it. That just is a
10
big,
years is this?
Well, she like calls when she needs you.
honey. She's not good for you, right, Bill? So, you know, if she's
Well,
not loving you and wanting to be with
You know, many times the most tantalizing thing for a man or woman is the person who is rejecting them.
I think she's on coke at this point. She's got that on and off. Ignored is not new here. Yeah, it happens.
They chase. The chase sometimes is much more exciting than the actual capture or the conquest. So what to do is recognize that you're into this chase. You're all upset because you're chasing her. Forget it. Find somebody who's going to chase you.
I bow before you.
I bow, except I pulled my leg in the first segment. All right. Do we have any other calls? We don't. Vamp for a minute? You speak.
I want to hear more about you.
You do?
Yeah, I want to hear more. You have a great understanding of people's hearts.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Now she is flirting with him.
You notice that he seems a little like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's like, okay, I'm happily married or in a relationship, and no,
like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good, and you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Just that look on his face is like, okay, where are you going at with this woman?
Now, do you think deeply on these things? What do you read?
I am extremely instinctive.
What, you go home at night and read? What do you do?
I read. I mostly read.
He mostly reads like intelligent things, not like her.
I read a fair amount in the morning. Newspapers, magazines, periodicals.
Are you reading novels?
I haven't read any novels this year. No.
You doing movies?
Yes, I enjoy movies.
Oh, she is like cueing him. She is so into him. He looks stressed, like, please stop talking without saying it. Yeah, I was just like,
and she's leaning in, got the hand on the chin and everything.
She's very interested. Like, what can I do to get in this guy's pants? Like, what can I say that's going to get me there? Creepy.
The most recent movie I saw was a movie called The Net. Typical of American movie, commercial American movie. Starts out really.
Oh, The Net. That's got Sandra Bullock in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a right time. Yeah, Sandra Bullock is.
Draws you in with a wonderful sort of first half of the first act of the movie.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be a good movie, and then it gets more and more preposterous until it's making no sense. It's like a combination of a computer movie and The Fugitive.
Oh, let's see that. She
not
looks
a good
great,
movie.
though.
Sandra Bullock is an excellent actress, and is somebody I think Phil would probably enjoy meeting. Phil would be stuck to New York.
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil and Jody, actually, maybe.
Phil and Jody together? Well, that's not a bad idea. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and that's it. Welcome back to the Robin Leach Show. Talking food. I'm Bill Boggs. In tonight for Robin Leach, live right now.
Oh, dude, is that what we're going to start doing on like Saturday nights? A call-in show that gives everybody horrible advice.
Yeah, literally just title the show, Don't Take Any of Our Advice.
You want to do it on Fridays?
Just do it as a segment.
Yes. Oh God. But the only problem is I'll have to figure out a way to make the call in so we don't give away people's numbers, and
you just do like a Google number or something like that.
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll get Traveling Fools on it too. Get like the three of us just giving bad, horrible advice. Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to go down to the pond. You got a pond near you, right? Well, you don't have a pond. Well, you got any sort of body water, bathtub, anything like that? First thing you got to do is fill it up with ice. Now, if it's a pond, it's going to take a lot of ice. So you need to go get like a U-Haul truck, fill it up with ice, pour it in there, make sure that the body is nice and warm whenever you get it in there. Whenever the hypothermia sets in, well, he will get the shrinkage. So that is one way of getting rid of that erectile dysfunction, because now his whole body is dysfunctioning. Just dissed her with the movie reference and she didn't catch it. Yes, exactly.
That's hilarious.
With E. Jean. Her show is called Ask E. Jean. It's on Americans Talking between 4 and
Did you say ass, E. Jean?
Ask E. Jean. Yeah, that's literally the name of her column.
Ass E. Jean.
Yeah.
Like
5 in the afternoon every day. That's East Coast time, correct?
Yes, it is.
It
Who's
is
better
indeed.
looking, you or Robin Leach?
I can never comment on things like that, but I think Robin.
my name is Robin Leach, and I
Hi,
speak
Robin.
like.
I'm
speak
Robin
very
Leach with the
loud.
voice so loud, even animals go, who the fuck are you?
And I tell
Sorry.
him I'm fucking Robin Leach.
Leach is better looking since I'm substituting for him. Yes, indeed I do. He certainly is better looking when he's at his house in the Caribbean,
Right.
looking out at the
that's
sea.
right,
You know,
that's-
yeah, Robin's a good guy. I had Robin Leach on my I've hosted about 9 different shows in my career, and I had this show which I did for a while called Midday, and Robin
I
Leach
remember
was on.
that.
He was on
That
that
was
show
a big deal
when
show.
he was right. Yeah, it wasn't that big a deal. It really wasn't. In fact, many of those shows were terrible shows. It got like a rundown shoe. It really did.
God damn it! See, this is not the interwebs. This is the computer. It just can't.
I was gonna say, yeah,
handle
you're
so much.
buffering like crazy.
Yeah, it's the computer. It's not the internet. Trust me. It's computer.
It's just everybody, the cameramen were sitting on
Oh, I
stools.
know.
We didn't
Sitting
have
on- explain what sitting on a
audiences.
stool
We had guests coming in like this. The producers were, were playing.
And drop the quality down on the video like a little bit.
I don't think I can drop it any lower than it already is. I mean, it's at 360.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
A show needs to be revitalized. I did that for too long. I should have. I did it for almost 12 years. I should have done it for 6 years.
Yeah, right.
But it was one thing that I was doing while I was doing
Oh, bastard.
a lot of other things. But anyway, Robin Leach was a guest on that show when he was
Oh
still a
my
reporter for
goodness.
The Star.
Boy, look how far he's come.
He's smart.
He's
Robin Leach is smart.
making
You know
a
what
lot
he
of
always is?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Keep it light.
Yeah.
Keep it
Right.
light.
Right.
Keep it light. I want to ask you a question. I read that you were going to go on a hitchhiking trip, that you were going to drive across the country.
Oh my God! Stop. She's going to go on a hitchhiking trip in 1995 across the country.
Yeah, that's not a potential for some bad things to happen.
No, she's smart.
The gun under the seat of your car,
Right.
pick up every hitchhiker
Yeah.
on the back roads, and then get to LA and write about it
I'm
if you
still
live.
doing it. I'm still doing it.
How's that?
So you gathered that, right? She's picking up hitchhikers across the road and has a gun in her car. Sounds fucking psycho.
Well, it's been put off a little because I have to. I'm doing a book for Simon & Schuster.
Good.
Ask Eugene.
Ask
No, it's going to be called "A Dog in Heat is a Hot Dog."
Yeah, that book was published in 1996, by the way.
Yeah.
I went ahead
So
and
that's going
pulled
to be
it
finished
up.
by September. And then I'm going to get in the Eldorado, 71 Eldorado.
It's Mike Sears' mom. I'm expert. Calling it.
Driving a
Butter.
68 Mercury convertible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bought it when
color?
it was new.
Really?
Yeah.
4-door?
No, it's a convertible. Only the
What
Lincolns.
color?
It's a forest green.
Very nice
Yeah, it's very nice.
car.
I'm the original owner, 187,000
Now,
miles.
that would be good for, what was her name?
Or we would also call that like diarrhea or shit green. It's a horrible color.
Who's 49, looking for a man? That would be Jody. That would be just perfect.
She could get 5
Thank
men
you.
in that car if she wanted. She could have
That's the kind of car to ride around
That's
in
true.
now.
And so you're going to get in your Eldorado.
Right, and go across.
Eldorado is Cadillac, just so you guys don't know.
The country picking
Yeah.
up every. Haven't you ever always wanted to pick up those hitchhikers?
No, I have no
And
desire. to
hear
pick. When
the
I'm driving
stories.
along, I'm just happy with myself. I don't need total strangers. Sometimes dangerous.
She's going around picking
I am
up
happy. I
hitchhikers.
enjoy my own company. I don't need. Hey, look, there's a guy with a knife stuck
Honey,
in
this
his
is
belt.
what you
Let's
do.
let him into the car, and
Dave,
he can come with us.
This is what
Is
you do for a living. You talk to weirdos.
But I prefer to do it on television, not
She's
in
doing it right
when
now.
I'm driving along with total strangers. Why, look, 4 people who look like
trains for days. I'm
they're
pretty
homeless and haven't eaten for 3
Right.
days. Climb in, folks.
But don't you want to hear where they've been and why they're hitchhiking?
No, I'm
where
going to
they're
read
going?
your book,
All right.
and you're going to tell me about it.
All right. It's
That's
going to be
cool.
good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. That's an excellent idea. Now, where did you get this Cadillac?
Oh, I just got it. It's pretty new because I'm into very old
All
classic
right, let me tell you
cars.
something. Makes
So I would be curious. She's driving along, she's just picking up random hitchhikers. Or is she just driving along and making up stories in her head about picking up random hitchhikers?
You know, that's a very good question.
I mean, that would be my thought. Just like, talk to weirdos while talking to me. Exactly.
Certain before you get off on this trip that you get a mechanic check every element
Yeah,
of
I know, I
that
just
car.
blew the
You get
radio
on the
every time.
road
Oh,
with
I
a
know.
71
Oh,
vehicle.
yeah, I
It
know.
doesn't repair that easy. I once had a car, the Merc had to be towed from.
I wonder if she was in relationship with Epstein. Oh, and I did hear that Jeffrey Epstein had a date with Hillary Clinton. You heard about that, right?
No.
Yeah, he left her hanging.
Almost Penn State, my house in
He left him
Connecticut,
hanging. I'm
because
sorry. I totally blew it, but yeah, she left him hanging on that date.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
sprocket problem.
A
It
sprocket.
wasn't a sprocket. I can't remember the
You
title.
don't love that car enough. See, if it would have been my car,
I
I
don't
would have
love
gotten out and it would have pushed it personally, personally, all the way up to New York.
Sure.
Right. Exactly. I'm taking my
Yeah,
car.
you're pushing
We
what?
always get
Did you
nut
say like
flips, motherfucker.
70 something Eldorado?
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
A 71 Eldorado.
I think that's what. Yeah, she said she's like, I'll just push that car. I'm like, sure.
No.
71 Cadillac Eldorado. It's a friggin' boat with
Yeah.
wheels.
And it's a piece of garbage. It's a crappy fucking vehicle. It is. I know because I've known a few people that have owned that thing.
I haven't seen enough this is the break. This is what we can.
Imagine taking the biggest engine that you can that Chevrolet makes and cramming it into there and no way to access half the shit that you need to access to do any work. Literally to do any work, even change out a spark plug, you have to drop the entire frame and engine just to get to it because it's just jammed up in there.
Connect while this is on. Let's
cool.
take a look.
All
Right?
right.
I called in once before about a friend who had a problem. She was pregnant
Tanya. Oh, Jesus.
and didn't tell her mother. And
Tanya, I remember you so well.
Do ya?
I remember you had a little friend who had left home and had run.
Yeah, it was well written for her.
Off, and she was with some pretty nasty characters, drug dealers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And she unfortunately was pregnant, and you called, didn't know what to do.
Well,
So
I told her mother.
I told you to tell her mother. Did it work?
Well, yeah, she came home. Her mother took her to the doctor. She lost the baby. But things are going really great for her now. She's staying.
I'm curious, where did she lose the baby? I mean, did she lose her in a shopping cart? Leave her in a car? I mean, I'm so confused. Sorry, that was bad.
Home. She's getting her life back together. She's getting a job.
Oh, thank God.
And your advice just worked really great, and I'd just like to thank you.
Pushing
Well, you're handling some serious. I mean, joking around a lot. You're handling some serious stuff.
Yesterday, we had a woman call in
Yeah.
who was
Right.
terminally ill, was dying of cancer, and her
She seems
husband
much
had
more
packed his
the
bags and was leaving the
type of
house
aggressive.
because he was having an affair with another woman. Is that?
We know.
She seems very aggressive. Like, I don't see any guy like going to take advantage of her. I see more like her trying to take advantage of some guy.
Yeah.
What is actually doubly sad about that is that in that situation, the person has to call a total stranger on television.
No, but we're finding this out. Americans
Why does she keep grabbing his hand?
have
She wants to make that connection. Like I said, she's very aggressive.
this
Yeah, she keeps
self-reliant
touching him.
attitude, and they don't want to turn to lawyers. They don't want to turn to psychotherapists. And there's this sort of woman on television who's walking back and forth. They will call me, and we hear these tragic stories. But maybe some other woman somewhere or some other man will see that, and that'll help him.
Well, serious question. What's
Yeah, that's not how it works.
sense of responsibility do you have in terms of giving them advice? Could you be sued, for example, if you said something like you were saying tonight, get beer, hand out beer? What is your liability?
Oh yeah, what is your liability there, Eugene?
I don't know.
Line.
No, it's never come up.
Well,
In
will
the
you please
column,
sign this waiver for us
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's never come up at all.
It's never come
I
up.
want to ask you one thing from today's headlines.
Yeah, it's never come up. The liability issues never come up.
You talk a lot about marriage on your
Right.
show. I read this in the paper. This is from today's New York Post. Take a look. Christy Brinkley pulls the
Yeah,
plug,
amazing.
right? 7 months of marriage. And it says
Single Christy Brinkley.
here, insiders say Christy, 42, is angry that
You can read that without glasses?
Yes, I
You're
can.
a young guy.
But
My
insiders say
gosh.
Wow. Slut.
Christy, 42, is angry that Taubman isn't as rich as she thought.
Well, see, money is very important to women. Very.
Really? I guess so.
Very important. Just like looks are important to men.
That's right.
Money is important to women because they want to know that they can be taken care. When they have the child, they want to be taken, have the security,
Yeah.
right? That's important.
Yeah. Liability for the 450 that's dead at 500. She told me to eat more. Bitch.
It's important.
But what a spin on a marriage though. After 7 months, she finds out. I mean, if that's true, how do you
Well,
find
we
out?
don't know if
Your
that's
credit
true.
cards, you up to 10,000.
I don't know, but it's
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Eugene. Get your shit together. Good Lord. Man, oh man. Come on. YouTube, stop with your fuckery.
I say you're probably gonna have to drop it down to 200, 240 or whatever, because it's
I
just.
don't even think it'll drop down there.
I mean, I'm just saying it's best we can hope for right now, because we're only really interested in the audio here.
If you can even get that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
deeply important to women.
Well, that's a
to
good
have
insight
money.
into that. Let's take a call from all the way out in Los Angeles. Sandy is on the line right now. Go ahead, Sandy. You're on.
Hi, Eugene.
Hi, hon.
I'm a great fan of yours.
Thank you, honey.
See, not even that.
Yeah. It took a little longer for it to hit the buffering.
Oh, yeah. Because, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's just like I get these like 3 to 5 second snippets of talking, and then it's just like wait for another 10, 15 seconds for the next bit. It's like, oh, it's painful.
This is kind of follow to what you were talking to Jody about. My problem isn't
Son of a whore. Stop your shit.
finding a man. I've had a couple good relationships the last couple of years where I've been courted very nicely by men, and then when I decide to get in a relationship, they end. And it happened a couple times, and I don't like the pattern, so I'm trying to figure out if it's the chase thing or if it's
Sandy, I think you're probably how long are you waiting before you have sex with them?
I'm not.
That's the thing.
Not waiting.
I'm not waiting to, slip him the tongue.
Waiting or not having?
Not waiting.
Go ahead.
Wait. And you know what? Anthropologists are now finding
On the pauses,
Yeah, there's-
opposite Gene Carroll.
something called the ejection module that works with human beings. If you meet somebody, have a lot of sex, there's something that comes down into our hormonal system or in our brain pan way back here that you move on. Because if you're not getting pregnant, if you're not having children, if you're having sex right away, that's just that fun thing. And the human beings maybe biologically are programmed to move on. And that may be
Maybe.
happening with you. The men are not taking you seriously. You're going to be good time, and then they're going to move on. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, and I'm wondering, it would have to be pretty instinctual because I'm older, and I'm talking about men who have kids and are divorced and, supposedly aren't looking to start a new family.
If you want to have a serious, be engaged, right, Bill?
That's right.
You have to wait. You have to be coy and reserved. Right, Bill? Just like you are.
At least until the end of the date.
No, I'm telling you, you have to wait.
I believe that Eugene has given you very good advice. The
till
longer
the end
that
of
you
the
can emotionally and hold out on your own, because you have your own desires. It shouldn't be seen that just the men are the only ones that want to have sex.
point.
Obviously, you have wanted to have sex, or you wouldn't have done it. But the thing is, I think that from a man's standpoint, you're going to soon know if the person is really interested in you if you're not having sex with them and not making love with them. If they're really interested in you as a human being, they will stay. If not, They're out of there.
You are so good.
I'm the Oracle.
You are the
That's
Oracle.
No, that's what my girlfriend calls me, the Oracle. That's what
She
I've never.
calls you the Oracle? Oh
She's
my God.
the Oracle. I spoke.
She calls you
I'm
the
sorry.
Oracle.
She calls me the Oracle. I'm sorry I revealed it. I know it's a bit of my private life. Who cares? They call me at home. I'm called the Oracle.
Oh my! Don't fall asleep on me, Kaiser. That melatonin's kicking in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. So yeah, that's the crazy lady that was going after Trump. And do you think she's going to win on appeal? Because you know he's going to appeal that shit.
I don't foresee that being a thing. No,
You don't think he'll win on appeal?
I don't think so. I mean, that's just my gut feeling. But again, weirder shit is happening, and hey, it's an election year. They're going to do everything they can to try and stop him. So,
Yeah. But also you have to understand, for him as a billionaire, 85 million,
drop in the bucket.
a very small drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
But with that, everybody, thank you for coming and hanging out and being chill with me. Thank you, Kaiser, for coming on and abiding by my crazy insaneness and my weirdness. Because, you know, that's what I do. I do really weird shit on these fucking random kind of Sundays where usually I would do an AI story time, and that's sort of the goal. So tomorrow morning, I will be back on doing my morning show. Make sure you check out Kaiser's, because Kaiser does. He's got one. I'm sure it's locked and loaded, if not 2 or 3 stories that you've got locked and loaded, because you did some videos today, didn't you?
Yeah. So there's, this weekend there wasn't a lot of news going around. So I just mainly did one on Argyle with the movie that just hit theaters. So definitely keep an eye out. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning was when that video goes live. Nice. And you'll be able to see what's been going on. I try to stay out of spoiler territory. I try to stay away from giving reviews and stuff, because that's not really my thing. But I go through the news. I go through what is happening in the world of entertainment and what's happening with the news around it, and then kind of break it down into the budget and actually try and break down, okay, if this is a good thing, why is it doing well? If it's bad, why is it doing badly? That's kind of what I try to get into.
Definitely. Oracle or common sense. Nice. Yes. And thank you very much, Puffer P, for coming by and swinging in and giving us your time and your effort, and all you other wonderful folks. Thank you very much. And all of the new subs that got gifted, thank you for joining in also. Tomorrow I will have a morning show. I will also have an evening show, and hopefully Mo can make it. Sometimes she can, sometimes she can't, but I'm going to be going over some more of Sadie Shady's testimony. That is something that I'm covering for the next foreseeable future. I'm covering that a little bit. So that's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and of course I'll have a Monday show, Tuesday show in the morning. So we'll be talking about Shady Sadie, and then as soon as we're finished with that, we're going to go and move on to the Zachariah Anderson interview, following right up behind that. And I thank both Vielhammer and MLS Law for getting those put together.
Yes.
One getting the audio done, the other one just getting the damn the tapes themselves, because I think these are things that people need to see. I talked with Solomon Thursday, which was a really good conversation. If you haven't seen that, go check out that back stream. Go back and rewatch it, because I think that's very important to understand where, the difficulties that he's running into, not just, in the case itself, but, it affects every part of everyone's life in this. And, it's nice to throw a little bit of support behind him. If nothing else, just to see a resolution to all of the bullshittery that's happened around this case. So thank you very much for coming by Sunday. And And thank you, Kaiser, for making time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with some slack ass like me. It's fun, and I hope that I enlighten some people on the stuff with Donald Trump, and I hope I didn't get too political on it. I try to stay away from being too political or one-sided, because do I have this admiration and this glorious love for Trump? No, I really don't. I think that he's bombastic, but sometimes you need bombastic to get through like some of the worst times. So we'll see how it goes. And with that, everybody, peace, y'all.